My name is Lin Guio. I'm 20 years old. I'm an independent and slightly mischievous modern woman. I never thought that one day I would meet a genuine time-traveling Jinui. His name is Uchilian Fo. He's even the big boss of the Jinui. Don't be fooled by his handsome looks. He's actually domineering, old-fashioned, and quite tsundere. But I never expected that I would become dependent on his gentleness. Since you've appeared in my life, how can I let you leave as you please? What do you take me for? You are my exclusive Jinui. The story begins on the day Guio returned home from school. That day, when I got home, no one was there, but I found a note from Dad on the table. It turned out he had to go on a sudden business trip to Europe. A month's living expenses were left in advance on the desk in the room. Only Guio was left at home. Just as Guio was processing all this, she noticed red stains extending to the balcony. Guio walked over with an uneasy heart, step by step. She pulled open the curtain, and a brand new life began from that moment. Half a day later, a man opened his eyes in Guio's house. He looked at his bandaged palm. He even complained, "Who bandaged me? It's so ugly." Guio looked at him on the sofa. After waking up, she was about to go and check on him. But the man suddenly sat up, startling Guio, who crouched down on the ground, fearfully hugging her little head. The man came to Guio's side, picked her up, and said, "Who sent you?" Guio was scared to tears by this sudden action. "What's going on? Did I pick up some dangerous person? Stop pretending. Don't think I'll go easy on you just because you're a child. Answer the question quickly." Guio immediately started whimpering. "I really don't know why you suddenly appeared in my house. It was me who kindly saved you. You ungrateful, despicable, vile, backstabbing bastard. Bullying a child too." The man, startled by Guio's outburst, actually put her down. "Little girl, you're really not a spy." "Of course not. I would never lie. Besides, do I look like a bad person to you?" The man didn't pursue the matter further. "All right, I'll believe you for now. Then tell me, where is this place?" Guio was confused by this question. For a moment, she didn't know how to answer. The man surveyed the furniture around him, the refrigerator, air conditioner, and other items. Upon closer inspection, he seemed to have never seen any of these objects before. Seeing that he spoke like in a period drama and dressed similarly, Guio told the man, "This is my home. In ancient terms, you could call it a mansion." Upon hearing this, the man became very anxious. "Where's the exit? Where can I see the outside?" Under Guio's guidance, the man came to the balcony. When he saw the scene outside, he was completely unsettled. What kind of place is this? It turned out that before Lianfo came here, he had been ambushed by a group of people. He had also been severely poisoned. According to his recollection, the one who ambushed him was actually his older brother. Even after waking up, he still couldn't understand this. Just as Lianfo was about to leave, Guio suddenly grabbed his clothes. "Big brother, you haven't told me your name yet." Seeing Guio's harmless appearance, Lianfo also relaxed his guard. The two introduced themselves to each other. Guio liked the person in front of her very much. She immediately accepted him as her brother and only allowed him to be her brother. At night, Lianfo dreamed again of being betrayed by the older brother he relied on. He woke up frightened and covered in sweat and then called out. His subordinates didn't respond. Only then did he realize that this was no longer the familiar era he used to live in. Just as he was wondering if he had died, Guio heard the commotion and walked into his room wearing pajamas. She then blinked her big eyes at him. "Can't you sleep alone? Are you afraid of the dark?" "Absurd! How could I be afraid of the dark? And you, a little child running around in the middle of the night. How improper. This is my house. I can go wherever I want. I came to check on you because I heard noises and was worried about you." Faced with Guio's concern, Lianfo suddenly shouted, "I don't need a child like you to worry about me." This scared Guio to tears. Faced with this way of handling the situation, Lianfo also felt at a loss. "Little girl, stop crying. What do you want me to do?" Unexpectedly, the little girl opened her arms, asking for a hug. "If you hug Guio, she won't cry anymore." Such a simple request, and you're still not willing? Lianfo was clearly out of options. He then slapped his thigh and made a decision that went against his ancestors. He, who wasn't even married, actually picked up the child. However, the little girl was still not satisfied. When daddy hugs Guio, he always pats her back. After Lianfo figured out what a daddy was, he followed the little girl's wishes and started patting her back. But his strength was too much, almost sending her off right then and there. Finally, after much compliance, Guio calmed down, like a captured kitten being stroked. Lianfo looked at the little girl in his arms. So this little one thinks I'm her father. Innocent as she was, he had no choice but to give in. Forget it. What's the point of arguing with a child? A moment later, Lianfo poked Guio's cheeks. She didn't respond, obviously asleep. He then slowly picked her up. What a bother. You should go back to your own room to sleep. It's such a hassle. You should go back to your own room to sleep. On the way back, Guio mumbled in his arms. Lian, you won't leave me, right? Hearing this, Lianfo's heart skipped a beat. Clearly, the little girl had become dependent on him. But the most urgent matter now was to think carefully about how to return to his own era. The biggest trouble facing a Jinyui who had traveled to modern times wasn't just comforting a child, but having to put aside his pride and learn from this child without shame. In the end, between hurting his pride and hurting himself, he chose to hurt himself. The next morning, when the Jinyui woke up, he saw a table full of food and his pupils contracted. What a mess! It's absolutely filthy. Nearby, Guio was happily eating chips. Lian, aren't you going to eat? The Jinyui covered his face. I'm full just looking at you. He lay on the sofa helplessly and ordered Guio, clean this place up for me. Guio was very curious. Why clean it? It's not dirty. Ancient people only use their mouths, not their hands. She asked Lianfo, why don't you clean it yourself? The Jinyui's facade finally crumbled. How dare you? I am the great Jinyui chief supervisor. How could I do such menial tasks? Seeing his fierce look, Guio's tears were about to fall again. Knowing how difficult it was to console this little miss, Lianfo immediately stopped her. He quickly tried to escape. I'm going to bathe and change. If you want to cry, go cry by yourself. However, after taking just 2 steps, he suddenly realized something was wrong. Where's the bathhouse? Guio told him the location of the bathroom, then started to worry. Do you know how to use the bathroom? Exhausted, she didn't bother with anything else and just flopped down on the sofa. Lian, don't underestimate me just because I'm a child. You've just arrived here and don't understand anything. You'll need Guio's help eventually. On the other side, Lianfo had just pushed open the bathroom door and started complaining to himself. Without servants to command, it's really inconvenient. As a clean freak, he hadn't bathed for a day and a night. But soon, he would learn not to offend this little girl so easily. The Jinyui walked into the bathroom, looking confused. He couldn't see anything resembling a bathtub. Could it be this square little pool? This square water basin looked like it could be used for bathing. After touching it, it felt good. Seeing its fine craftsmanship, he couldn't help but wonder what material it was made of. But there was a more important issue at hand. There was no hot water in it. Should he ask that little girl? No, absolutely not. His pride wouldn't allow it. But he really wanted to take a bath. After an internal struggle, he decisively steeled himself. I'll have to risk it. And what's this? He looked up and saw a row of bathroom buttons. Is there anything here that can be moved? Something like a mechanism button? He carefully pressed one of the buttons. The overhead shower instantly turned on, accompanied by the sound of rushing water. Guio heard a series of screams from the bathroom, then felt smug. See? Lian is in trouble. That's what you get for not listening to me. After saying that, she quickly went to the bathroom door and knocked. Are you done? I brought you some clean clothes. Seeing no response, only the sound of running water, she pushed the door open and walked in. She saw a drenched figure sitting on the toilet. The scene was extremely pitiful. Guio tentatively asked, You haven't even washed yet? Lian, are you okay? The Jinyui's face was gloomy. He spat out word by word, I'm fine, but in his heart, he was cursing fiercely. Find my foot. This world is too scary. If even bathing is this difficult, I want to go back. The Jinyui who had traveled to modern times found everything so novel. A device that could instantly produce hot water, fragrant shampoo that was several times better than the soap area he used before, and this little girl actually doing something called homework. After all, in his era, girls couldn't study. In ancient times, a woman's virtue lies in her lack of talent. This was his consistent belief. Men superior, women inferior. He then threw the towel to Guio, telling her to dry his hair. Seeing that she knew quite a lot for her young age, the Jinyui decided to give the little girl a chance. He said to Guio, I think you're young, but not much worse than the maids in my former household. So I'll make an exception and let you be a little maid, serving by my side. How about that? Guio looked at this young, handsome big brother, wondering why his thinking was so old-fashioned. He was clearly a guest in her house, yet he wanted to use the host as a servant, and so confidently too. So she directly refused. Lianfo was a bit angry. What, you think the position is too low? Do you want to be the housekeeper instead? Guio shook her head, then stood up and pointed at his nose, saying, Guio wants to be your sister. This completely baffled the Jinui. We're not family. How can you be my sister? Hearing his words, the little girl became frantic. It's not about position. What's that word? Then she stood up and declared righteously, Lian, Gio wants to follow you and be your most beloved sister. The most frightening thing is when the air suddenly becomes quiet. Faced with such strong determination, the Jinui was momentarily stunned. However, Guio wasn't just fooling around. She had learned from her little friends that if you marry someone, that person will always be with you. Because Guio had been lonely since childhood. Other kids had parents to pick them up, but she was always alone, staying in this cold and empty house. She prayed to heaven, can you please send someone? So she always thought that the Jinui must be a gift sent by heaven because it pitted her loneliness. However, Lianfo dismissed this idea. Are you joking? You, this little wet-behind-the-ears kid, want to be my sister? Are you trying to make me laugh? I have no interest in babysitting. Guio was truly tired of being alone. She had prayed to heaven for so long before this big brother arrived. She definitely didn't want to give up. However, Lianfo was driven crazy by this situation. He grabbed Guio and said, if you keep messing around, I'll throw you out. Don't you believe me? Guio also got anxious. Throw me then? Throw me. Guio is not afraid of you. Lianfo stopped indulging her and actually tossed her into the air. The moment he let go, the Jinui really panicked. In his urgency, he had actually competed with a child. Realizing this, he quickly moved forward to catch her. I don't want to accidentally harm a child. Guio looked at him with her big, watery eyes. He thought she was about to cry again. Lianfo was prepared for this, but Guio's reaction was even worse than crying. She started hiccuping nonstop. Obviously, she was too frightened. This scared Lianfo badly. He almost killed a child because of his impulsiveness. Feeling he had gone too far, he reluctantly agreed to be Guio's brother for once. Then he gently patted her back. Guio's temper came and went quickly. She forgave Lianfo just like that. This left Lianfo not knowing whether to laugh or cry. Do all children not hold grudges? You're even more troublesome than my youngest sister. It turned out that in ancient times, Lianfo had two sisters even younger than Guio. Under Lianfo's patting, Guio's hiccups improved. Then she squinted her eyes and went back to her room to sleep. Left in the living room was a pile of snack trash on the table. Why do I have to do these things that normal people do? Reluctantly, he pulled the tablecloth down and started acting like a cleaning lady. Suddenly, the phone nearby rang. This completely baffled Lianfo. He went over and examined it carefully. The sound was coming from this strange box. Because it was too noisy, Lianfo picked up the receiver and threw it aside. He heard Guio's father's voice greeting him from inside. This scared Lianfo quite a bit. What kind of demon is this? Someone is talking. Is there a person trapped inside this box? After observing for a while, he found that it didn't seem to have any killing power, but it was still talking. Seeing this, Lianfo took a deep breath and shouted, "Shut up!" loudly. This thunderous voice instantly silenced the other end of the phone. Lianfo then turned and walked away. It's not that impressive after all. This scared Guio's father quite badly. How could there be a strange man in the house? He quickly hung up the phone, didn't even bother with the meeting, and ran out the door at top speed. He booked the earliest flight to rush back home and asked Guio's cousin to go check on the house immediately. At this time, Guio and Lianfo were drinking ramen in the living room. Her cousin, Lin Ruan, received the message and rushed to Guio's house from far away. He originally thought it was a false alarm. When he saw the Jinyui in the house, he instantly lost his composure. Strange man? Who is this person? Thief! As the Grand Commander, Lianfo couldn't tolerate such a title. You commoner, who are you calling a thief? Upon hearing commoner, the cousin thought he was dealing with a lunatic. He debated whether to call 110 or 120. Guio quickly pulled her cousin aside to explain Jinyui's background. The cousin patted Guio's head. Guio, this little girl seems quite smart. How could she believe in such nonsense as time travel? Then he stood up and looked at Lianfo. So, you're really a Jinyui from ancient times? Lianfo was very particular about his form of address. Who's your buddy? Don't try to get familiar with me. To prove to Guju that this wasn't true, the cousin aimed a kick at Lien Fo. But Lien Fo dodged it easily, and instead, the cousin got kicked on the top of his head. Faced with the cousin's preemptive strike, Lien Fo was successfully provoked. He landed a solid punch right on the cousin's face. This one-sided scene left Gujo stunned. Wasn't her cousin supposed to be quite good at some kind of martial arts? How was he taken down so easily by Lien Fo? When the cousin got up from the ground, he seemed like a different person. He started calling Lien Fo Great Master and bowing repeatedly. Then he changed to teacher, clearly impressed by Lien Fo's skills. This left Gujo completely confused. What was going on? Although Lien Fo found it strange, the cousin seemed to have some sort of social superpower. He quickly started drinking and chatting with the Jinui. He clearly believed the fact that Lien Fo had traveled through time, but he didn't succeed in becoming his disciple. But the cousin had too many questions. He was a complete chatterbox, which made even Lien Fo feel embarrassed. After a few beers, both of them fell into a deep sleep. Apparently, ancient alcohol wasn't as strong as modern beer. Gujo saw it was getting late and was about to remind the two, but she saw the messy state of the table. As a little girl, she couldn't lift them up, so she brought blankets to cover them, thinking how nice it was to have more people at home. Then she went to sleep too. However, the drunk cousin missed Gujo's father's phone call. Early the next morning, Gujo's father rushed home. When he entered, his heart was in his throat. Lien Fo woke up from the noise and immediately said, "Assassins? Where's my sword?" Gujo's father hurried to the bedroom. Seeing his daughter safe and sound, he finally relaxed his tense heart. When Gujo, with sleepy eyes, saw her father, she thought she was dreaming. Lien Fo and the cousin, who had gathered around, also understood the situation. The cousin and Gujo were worried about how to protect the Jinui. First, they had to figure out how to make Gujo's father believe he was a normal person. The cousin immediately stepped forward to explain. He's a member of the school drama club. Because his home is far away, he's temporarily staying here. The two of them worked together, explaining while holding Lien Fo back, afraid that if he spoke, he would say something shocking. The father continued to question about the phone call that told him to shut up, asking what that meant. "Lien, we're worried you might say something shocking." "Okay, I'm not criticizing you, but young people should act like young people. And what's with this hair? Even if you're in the drama club, you're not an artist yet. Such long hair on a boy looks inappropriate. Old man, you should be burning incense in gratitude that I didn't make you kneel. Yet here you are, blabbering on." Gujo's father looked bewildered. "What nonsense is this? I think you're too deep into your role. This drama stuff is really harmful." Gujo's father, finding everything was fine, arranged for the cousin to take care of little Gujo. Then he left for another business trip. Now that the crisis was averted, they had managed to get through it. The cousin patted Lien Fo's shoulder. "Master, this afternoon we'll take you out for a tour. Let you see our high-tech society." "I think that's a good idea, Lien. Let's go buy clothes in the afternoon. We can also take you to eat some delicious food." Lien Fo, this country bumpkin, asked, "Is there a tailor shop where I can have Jinui uniforms and white robes made?" The cousin found it funny inside. Asking so seriously about custom-made underwear, I want to laugh so badly. I can't laugh out loud. I need to save some face for the master. However, when little Gujo woke up, her father had left for another business trip. Learning that her father was gone again, she started complaining. The helpless cousin could only try to console her. "Why don't you get a nanny? That way someone can take care of you." All right, let's not talk about this. Let's go out." As they walked on the street, passersby pointed and stared at Lien Fo. It seemed like he had captivated the young girls. Lien Fo, coming from ancient times, was curious. What's wrong with the women here? Do they always stare at men like this? Arriving at the clothing store, the cousin started bustling about. "Master, quick, look at which one you like. I think the double-breasted one is quite good." The cousin had been running around all day. His kidneys were feeling it. He then went to the bathroom. Just then, Lien Fo caught a glimpse of a familiar figure. Lien Fo felt the man in the coat looked familiar. From the side, he looked very much like him. The sight left Lien Fo dumbfounded, ignoring little Gujo beside him. The next second, unable to contain his curiosity, he chased after the man. Little Gujo watched as Lien Fo disappeared into the crowd. With the cousin in the bathroom, little Gujo could only chase after him herself. Unexpectedly, Lien Fo tripped on the steps right outside the door. He fell to the ground. Seeing that little Gujo was alone, a passerby came forward to help. "Little one, are you hurt? Are you lost?" As little Gujo was crying, Lien Fo returned. "Didn't I tell you to stay put?" Lien Fo didn't forget to be polite to the passersby. "It's all right, everyone. I'm her brother. Thank you all." Look at you, all dirty from the fall. Does it hurt? Your foot is swollen like a big bun. The adorable little Guio hugged Lien Fo tightly. Lien, I thought you had disappeared. How could I possibly disappear? You could, just like how you suddenly appeared on the balcony. Maybe one day you'll also suddenly disappear. Besides, doesn't Lien want to return to his own world? Little Guio's words made Lien Fo's heart skip a beat. The next second, he reacted by picking her up on his back. Little one, you can't walk now, can you? I'll carry you back, considering you're my lifesaver. Lien, don't abandon me like mom and dad. Don't disappear, okay? However, just now, that mysterious person who looked similar to Lien Fo's brother arrived at a certain feng shui office. He casually tossed the shopping bags onto the sofa and walked towards the office without looking back. He didn't even acknowledge the girl who came to report work to him, heading straight to his office. Sitting on the sofa with a cigarette between his fingers, he then pulled out a phone from his pocket. Looking at Lien Fo's photo, he muttered to himself, "What's meant to come will always come. Don't you agree?" Lien Fo and Guio returned home. Fearing it might affect tomorrow's exam, they used a blood circulation spray to quickly treat the swollen foot. Holding the used spray, Lien Fo said, "This thing is quite convenient. It's really a magical item." While reviewing her lessons, Guio told Lien Fo, "This is a household essential. It's for preventing accidental injuries from falls." Lien Fo scoffed, "Little one, quickly pull down your pant leg. It's improper for a girl to expose her feet like this." These words confused Guio. Lien, is this another rule from your time? It's the 21st century now. You're really old-fashioned and antiquated. Oh wait, he's an antique, isn't he? He must be several hundred or thousand years old. I'll stop joking around. Anyway, just pull down your pant leg and put on some socks, alright? Lien, were you looking for someone this afternoon? Did you find a way to go back? Are you leaving? The next second, Guio's expression changed, looking like she was about to cry. Knowing that once the little one starts crying, it's endless, Lien Fo quickly said, "Don't overthink it. I probably can't leave for now." After saying this, he walked to the window and closed the curtains. Little one, don't let your imagination run wild. Go rest early. After Guio left, he recalled the mysterious person he saw during the day. This person isn't my brother. The aura is completely different, but he looks just like my brother. How could he tell at a glance that I'm not from here? If you need any help, feel free to come find me. I'll be waiting. At this moment, the cousin returned. He complained, "I looked for you and Master all afternoon. I don't have a phone and almost got lost. You left me behind. That's not fair." The next second, he came to the balcony. "Master, I bought you some clothes. Why don't you try them on?" Then he took out a pair of Red Wolf underwear. "Master, these are the pants you wanted, although they're not custom-made. But aren't you ancient people quite superstitious? I specially picked red for you to ward off evil. But I didn't know your exact size, so I bought based on your height. It shouldn't be a problem, right?" Poor Lien Fo had never seen such underwear. "I won't wear such an odd thing." The next second, he got angry and gave the cousin a beating. The next day, the cousin hugged Guio and said, "Master, I have to go. Please take little Guio to school." At this moment, Lien was staring blankly. Wearing clothes from this era feels so strange. If I went back to the Ming Dynasty in these clothes, I bet even my mother wouldn't recognize me. Guio told the cousin, "Then I'm off to school for the exam. We'll see you tonight. Don't flirt with girls at work. You might get beaten up." "Master, I leave everything to you. I'm off to work. Bye-bye." Walking on the road, Lien Fo asked Guio, "Little one, can you walk with your foot? If I say I can't, will Lien carry me?" Guio's coquettish behavior made Lien Fo helpless again. "You'd better walk by yourself. Carrying you on the street would be improper. If you won't carry me, why did you even ask? I feel that sometimes you really don't act like a 7-year-old child. My mental age test says I'm 14, but you wouldn't understand even if I explained. Let's just go to school." At this time, Guio wanted to act cute again, deliberately walking slowly and swaying. After a while, Lien Fo came back and said, "Why are you so slow? Are your legs really that short? Lien, can't you carry me on your back? My foot really hurts when I walk. Considering I'm your lifesaver, just carry me, please." This time, Lien Fo didn't indulge little Guio. "No, last time was an exception. This time, you'll have to walk slowly." Watching Guio limping and unable to walk properly, Lien softened a bit. "Why do I feel like I'm bullying a child? Little Guio put on a pitiful expression. If I had known, I wouldn't have taught you how to use the toilet and washing machine. Let you suffer a bit too. Hey, little one, does it really hurt that much to walk? Remember, you're the one begging me. I'm only doing this because you saved my life. I'm reluctantly carrying you because I'm afraid you'll get lost. Guio was happy at this point. I'm the one giving directions, you know. Just then, the mysterious man in the coat appeared again, secretly observing Lien Fo and Guio from afar. Lien Fo suddenly stopped, his eyes widening. He seemed to sense someone watching them. He then turned around to observe the surroundings, but didn't notice anyone suspicious. The mysterious man hid around a corner. Lien Fo's vigilance made him feel uneasy, as expected of Lien Fo. He can sense me even in a crowd. Getting you to fall into my trap won't be easy. Soon they arrived at the classroom door. Lien Fo put Guio down and prepared to leave. The next second, Guio grabbed Lien Fo's clothes. Lien, you'll come pick me up after the exam, right? You must come pick me up. Lien turned his head and said with a big mouth, of course, unless you want to roll back home. That means Lien agrees to pick me up. Bye-bye, Lien. 2 hours later, Guio finished the exam and just walked out of the classroom. A classmate was walking out with her. After the classmate left, Guio realized Lien Fo hadn't come. Little Guio thought, did Lien get angry and leave because the exam took too long? Why is there no one at school? Everyone left so quickly. Just when there was no one around, the mysterious man appeared again. He tapped Guio's shoulder from behind and called out her name. The mysterious man said, Little Guio, don't you recognize me? Think carefully. Guio replied, Uncle, I really don't know you. The mysterious man gripped Guio's shoulder tightly. What uncle? Am I that old? Call me Big Brother. At this point, Guio became scared inside. This person must be a perverted kidnapper. She then pretended to be calm and told the mysterious man, I have to go. My brother is waiting for me up ahead. Goodbye. The next second, the mysterious man grabbed her and lifted her up. He looked at Guio fiercely with a serious expression, saying, Did I allow you to leave? Guio, being clever, immediately changed her tone. Okay, I won't leave. Put me down first. Baby is afraid of heights. Big brother, let's talk nicely. You're so handsome. You must be a good person. You wouldn't trouble a little kid, right? When the mysterious man let his guard down for a moment, Guio instantly bit his arm. The pain made him let go. Little Guio ran while shouting, Lien, help. A creepy old man is chasing me. Lien, where are you? Because she was running too fast, little Guio lost focus and ran into a wall. It looked like she was facing the wall to reflect on her actions. Just then Lien Fo walked over. Little one, why are you so panicked? There was a bad person chasing me just now. He even picked me up. It was so scary. But when they both looked back, the place was empty. There was no one there. Little one, I just left for a moment because you weren't coming out, and you've already gotten into trouble. Guio grabbed his clothes and said seriously, Lien, there really was a strange man just now. I'm not lying to you. All right. I didn't say I don't believe you. Let's go home and talk about it later. Walking on the road, Lien Fo thought, so someone is indeed watching from the shadows. Is it the same person from this morning? Their target is me, so why go after the little one? Are they trying to use her as leverage? The mysterious man, who failed in his attempt, was now feeling dejected, following him around all day like a shadow. What's so great about him? He's just a lowly beast. After returning home, Lien Fo put Guio on the sofa. That doctor earlier said your foot needs to rest. Don't run around unnecessarily, or it'll get worse. Also, I heard from your silly brother that you paid for my clothes. Yes, it was my New Year's money. I saved it up for a long time. Take this. It's the jade pendant I always carry. I'll leave it with you as collateral for now. When I earn money, I'll redeem it from you. You must take good care of my jade pendant. If you lose it, I won't let you off easily. Now holding the jade pendant, Guio wasn't paying attention to what he was saying. Her eyes sparkled as she thought, this is a genuine antique. I've struck it rich. Lien Fo leaned close to Guio and said, Little one, you're getting bolder. You dare to ignore me when I'm talking? Guio talked back a bit, and then Lien Fo grabbed her ear and gave her a lesson. After their playful scuffle, Guio looked at the jade pendant in her hand and grinned foolishly. Little Guio thought, Lien must consider me his closest person. That's why he gave me this jade pendant. I'm so happy. Lien Fo sat nearby and told Guio, stop grinning like an idiot. Put it away quickly. If you dare to lose it, I'll pull your ears off. The mysterious man who followed Guio during the day hid in a corner and began to recall his sweet yet painful past. It was a beautiful place where ginkgo flowers bloomed like a fairyland. At that time, a girl behind him called out, "Third brother, third brother, it's Tonger. Where have you been roaming? You're all dirty like a spotted cat." This person was Bai Li Shun, the mysterious man who had been following Guio from the previous life to this one. And Guio was the reincarnation of Bai Li Tong. In this world, she no longer had memories of her past life. At that time, Tonger ran to tell third brother, "I just found a little fox on the back mountain. I wanted to catch it, but I couldn't. It even scratched my face." Bai Li Shun didn't know what this little fox would bring him in the future. At that time, his heart and eyes were filled only with Tonger. He casually said, "Tonger, next year you'll be of age, right? After that, you can get married. Do you have any man in mind?" Bai Li Tong looked confused and said, "Tonga doesn't have anyone yet. Why don't I stay by third brother's side when I grow up?" It was this very sentence that made Bai Li Shun unable to forget for 100 years the girl he secretly loved for a century and couldn't let go. However, reality is often so cruel. If only we could stay in the past forever, how wonderful that would be. At this time, the cousin also returned home. Little Guio was playing a game with the cousin. Neither would yield to the other, arguing quite noisily. It annoyed Lien Fo, who said, "Can't you two be quiet for a moment?" After they calmed down, the cousin asked Guio about Lien Fo. "What has my master been up to these past few days?" Guio didn't answer. Then the cousin approached Lien Fo and tried to make small talk. "Master, it seems you've decided to stay here long term. I, your disciple, am so happy." But Lien Fo didn't pay him any attention. "Take your hand off, and I don't remember having you as a disciple." The cousin felt this topic couldn't continue, so he changed the subject. "Master, since you've decided to stay here long term, what about those women in your backyard? Are you abandoning all of them? Can you bear to part with them?" Lien Fo said, "Who told you I have women in my backyard?" The cousin realized he hadn't clarified, so he continued with more provocative words. Master, you haven't clarified. Could it be that you're still into young boys? At 22, you'd be considered an older youth where you come from, right?" As soon as the cousin finished speaking, he was punched. His constant chatter always missed the point, so getting hit was actually normal. Guio stared at him with her innocent big eyes and asked Lien Fo, Lien, I have a question for you. Aren't you from the Jinui? I saw in a TV drama that some Jinui are eunuchs." "What are eunuchs?" Lien, are you a eunuch too?" Hearing this almost made Lien Fo faint with anger. This made the cousin laugh uncontrollably. Angered, Lien Fo grabbed Guio and scolded, "I really want to strangle you first, then smash that damn cross TV. Both of you siblings, get out. You're driving me crazy." At this moment, an unexpected visitor interrupted Bai Li Shun's memories. It was Bai Li Shun's second brother, Bai Li Ziyuan. It turns out the Bai Li family belongs to the celestial realm. Bai Li Tong was their adopted little sister, who had now reincarnated as little Guio. The second brother came to deliver their father's ultimatum to Bai Li Shun. Because Bai Li Shun refused the marriage arranged by the heavenly emperor, it had already incurred the emperor's wrath. Now, staying in the mortal realm for so long and refusing to return to his duties, his actions would put the Bai Li family in an unfavorable position. But Bai Li Shun couldn't hear any of this now. The next second, Bai Li Shun said, "Second brother, you know I won't go back until I achieve my goal. Don't waste your effort." The second brother then pointed at his head angrily. "Look at what you've become. No matter what you do, Tonger will only see you as a brother, no matter how many lifetimes pass. Her heart and eyes will only be filled with her little fox, not you. Third brother, go back. You can let go if you want to." "Enough!" Bai Li Shun angrily interrupted him. "I will never give up, and I can't give up, because giving up would hurt me even more. Second brother, you don't need to come find me again." As he spoke, Bai Li Shun casually cut off a lock of his hair. "Second brother, tell father and mother for me. From now on, I, Bai Li Shun, have no more connection with the Bai family." These words shocked the second brother. He never imagined his love would go to such extremes. The second brother didn't know whether to be happy or sad, and could only return by himself for now. Little Guio was still a very curious little girl. She couldn't sleep because of the earlier incident about being a virgin boy. Late at night, she went to Lien Fo's room, wanting to get her tablet back to investigate. After searching the entire room, she surprisingly couldn't find the tablet. Now at Lien Fo's bedside, she thought it must be hidden under the pillow. The next second, she reached out to feel for it. Lien Fo, being a skilled Jinui, could detect even the slightest movement around him. "Little one, why are you sneaking into my room in the middle of the night? What are you up to?" Are you looking for this? Did you think I wouldn't notice if you came in secretly? Then little Guio put on a pitiful act. Lien, I was wrong. Please give me back the tablet. You little rascal, you're quite good at acting pitiful. I won't fall for your trick this time. I'll keep that thing for now. It's too late today. Go back to sleep first. Don't sneak into my room at night again, or your bottom will be in trouble. After saying this, he picked up little Guio and took her back to her room. As Lienfo turned around, little Guio grabbed his hand. Actually, there's something I've always wanted to tell you. It's really great that you were hanging on our balcony. I like you a lot and don't want you to leave our home. Little one, you brought me into the house just like that back then. Weren't you afraid I might be a bad person? Little Guio fell asleep right after speaking. Children really do fall asleep quickly. Thank you, little one. But if you knew what I've done in the past, you probably wouldn't want to hold my hand anymore. You wouldn't even want me to live in your home. The next day, after Lienfo dropped little Guio off at school, he took the business card given by the mysterious person and followed the address to this place. The next second, he uncomfortably walked into Bai Li Shun's feng shui office. Leon F0 met Bai Li Shin. He got straight to the point. Remember last time you said you could help me? Was that true? Of course. No one here but me can help you. You're desperately wanting to return to your original world. Isn't that right? Lien Fo looked bewildered. You know quite a lot. Can you really send me back? Whether it's true or not, you'll know if you try. But I have a condition. What I want is to use that little girl by your side as the exchange condition for your return. This condition made Lien Fo somewhat helpless. What game are you playing? How do you know I have a little girl by my side? Bai Li Shun said, don't be nervous. I just happened to see you with a little girl on the street. I was curious about your relationship, that's all. Lien Fo was getting a bit impatient now. That's none of your business. Don't drag unrelated people into this. Bai Li Shun put on an indifferent look. I just like to try interesting things. In 3 months, I can send you back. But whether it'll succeed or not, I don't know. I'll come find you in 3 months. Then you can set your conditions, provided I can fulfill them. As for that little girl, forget about it. After Lien Fo left, Bai Li Shun exploded with anger, slamming his fist on the table. This self-righteous little beast. If I could be in prolonged contact with the child, you wouldn't even be in the picture. I really want to kill you with one slash like before. But I can't. That time you not only didn't die, but even traveled to this place. It's all because I was too hasty. I messed up and let you meet the still young child here. It's infuriating. Meanwhile, on his way back, Lien Fo was thinking, that person definitely has some ulterior motive. If I can return in 3 months, that'd be best. If not, it'll be trouble. After returning, little Guio kept clamoring for a phone. Lien Fo had no choice but to go along with this little ancestor. Just as they were struggling with not having enough money to buy a phone, a man in a suit approached them. Hello, young man. I'm from a modeling agency. I think you have excellent external conditions. Are you interested in becoming a part-time model? Lien Fo turned his head and asked, does modeling earn enough to buy a phone? The suited man assured, that's absolutely no problem. If you do well, you could buy several phones. You might even get some pretty girls following you. Hearing this, Lien Fo decisively agreed to the deal. After returning home, little Guio seriously told Lien Fo, the day after tomorrow is my birthday. What are you going to do about it? He had traveled from ancient times. How would he know about celebrating birthdays? Drinking waha, he casually said, do what about it? Forget it, it's nothing. Lien is a big dummy. I won't expect a gift. But can't you even say a word of blessing? Actually, Lien Fo had already seen through her little thoughts. The day after tomorrow was the little one's birthday. He thought about giving her a surprise then. Wouldn't that be better? As a result, little Guio's birthday quickly arrived. Little Guio complained a bit. It's my birthday, and we're still eating instant noodles. I don't expect anything from my cousin. He's probably forgotten all about it. But Lien, I told him just 2 days ago. Even if there's no gift, he could at least spend some time with me today. It's past 8 p.m., and he's still not back. I wonder what he's so busy with. Just as little Guio was shedding tears of disappointment, Lien Fo returned. Little one, why are you crying here alone? Crying here all by yourself. How pitiful. Here's something tasty for you. I bought it especially for you, and I brought you a gift. Let this be my birthday present to you. Little Guio opened it and looked, showing an expression of disbelief. It's actually a phone. Is this for me? Lien Fo tilted his head and said, didn't you really like this thing last time? So I bought it today to give you as a birthday gift. This moved little Guio deeply. With tears in her eyes, she thought, even my dad hasn't bought me a phone yet. The next second, she pounced on Lien Fo. You're so good to me. I can't believe you actually got me a birthday gift, and it's a phone I like. Little Guio, get down. Don't get your snot on me. Then little Guio wanted to take a photo to commemorate how happy these two people were. If Bai Li Sheng saw this, he would probably be so angry he'd cough up blood. Little Guio said it was a bit disappointing not to have a cake today. But Lien, you'll be with me for my birthday next year, right? We must buy a big birthday cake then. Lien Fo lowered his head, not daring to answer. Because he might be leaving soon. Seeing how happy little Guio was, he didn't have the heart to say it. The next day, Lien Fo came to do part-time modeling. Good, look this way. Nice, tilt your head a bit more. Very good, turn your face. Come close. Very nice. A little closer. Very good, very nice. Meanwhile, the cousin and little Guio kept praising. Wow, Master is so amazing. You can't tell at all that he's a beginner. Guio, look how beautifully Master is photographed. You can't tell at all that Master is a beginner. Master is so great. Master's poses are so alluring. Little Guio needed to use the bathroom then. After arriving at the bathroom, she heard two women talking about Lien. Did you see that long-haired young hunk? The one who was my photo partner. He's super stylish, but seems a bit aloof. I've seen plenty of those aloof-looking types. The more aloof they appear, the more passionate they are inside. Wanna bet? I'll get him today. It wasn't hard to see the contemptuous look in little Guio's eyes. These women dared to speak ill of Lien. We'll see, ha. Looks like you've got him figured out. Just don't know if he'll take the bait so easily. I've requested him for the next ad. The boss agreed, so getting to know each other better in advance isn't a bad idea. Just as the two young women were planning how to get Lien Fo, little Guio suddenly ran out, deliberately bumping into one of them, even breaking her zipper. The next second, the woman scornfully said, "How does this kid walk? My clothes are very expensive." After saying that, the woman angrily walked over. "You little brat, how do you walk? Don't you have eyes?" At this moment, Lien Fo came out. Little Guio immediately hugged him. Lien, you came at the right time. They're bullying me. Little sister, you can't speak nonsense. When did Big Sister bully you? You're the one who damaged Big Sister's clothes. The young woman then said, "Oh, Lien, is this your sister? She's so cute. Are you free tonight? I want to talk about the new job with you. We could have a drink too." Little Guio looked at the young woman. "Don't think I don't know what you're up to." Lien is already taken. The young woman was still persistent. "Oh, Lien, your sister sure knows how to joke. If you're not free today, tomorrow is fine too. I'll wait for you." Lien Fo turned his head and rejected the woman. "No need. I've already quit the job. Besides, your strong perfume makes me nauseous." After saying that, he turned and left. The other young woman was still swooning. "He's so stylish, so cool and handsome." These two women were really quite flirtatious. Walking on the street, Lien Fo asked the little one, "What exactly happened back there? Did they really bully you?" "To be honest, I bumped into her on purpose. They were talking bad about you behind your back." Hearing this, Lien Fo was a bit surprised. "What did they say about me?" Little Guio told the truth. "I'll summarize. They basically said you're fake aloof, but actually a closet pervert. I was very angry. No one can talk bad about you." Lien Fo bent down to guide little Guio. "They're all unimportant people anyway. Why get upset over them? Anyway, don't do things like tearing people's clothes next time. What if they don't let you off?" This time, the cousin was abandoned again. "I just want to get an autograph. Couldn't you wait for me?" You two are so inconsiderate. Now that 3 months have passed, today is officially the day Lien Fo returns to his original world. This is a very rare opportunity. Before leaving, he still felt attached to little Guio. It turns out he had opened a bank account in the cousin's name. He left the money he earned as a model for little Guio and instructed the jerk cousin, "This money is for the little one." He came to say goodbye to Guio before leaving. "Little one, brother is leaving. Won't you come out to see me off?" Little Guio hid in the room without saying a word. It's not hard to imagine the thousands of reluctant feelings in little Guio's heart. Although she had no memories of the previous life, there was still an indescribable feeling. Lien Fo felt the same way. Not getting a response from the little one, he could only leave first. After all, if he missed this chance, who knows if there would be another. Walking on the road, he remembered the jade pendant he had given to little Guio earlier. He forgot to take it back, but it's fine. Let it be a memento for her. Unexpectedly, as soon as he left, little Guio secretly ran out and was quietly following behind him. Soon, Lien Fo walked to a small grove. This was the gate for crossing over. Lien Fo dialed Bai Li Shun's number and said, "I'm here. Aren't you going to show up? Don't waste words. Do you see the circular totem on the ground? It will light up in a moment, then you jump in. The opening time is very short. Don't miss it." "I got it." "You haven't stated your conditions yet. Tell me, what are your terms?" The next second, Bai Li Shun hung up the phone. What he didn't know was that Bai Li Shun had no conditions at all. The purpose of helping him was to keep him away from his Tong Ah. Lien Fo turned his head and said, "Little one, come out. You've been following me all the way." Then little Guio came out from behind the tree. "You knew I was behind you? Why didn't you expose me? Have you forgotten? I'm the mighty Jinyui. How could I not notice someone following me? I didn't expose you, because I also wanted to say a proper goodbye to you." The little one's eyes were full of reluctance. Lien, can't you stay a bit longer?" In fact, Lien Fo's heart was also full of reluctance. But there was no choice. This world doesn't belong to him. "How long is a bit? You promised to celebrate my birthday with me next year." The next second, little Guio started crying. Lien Fo didn't say anything, just hugged little Guio tightly. If Bai Li Shun saw this scene, he would probably be furious. Daring to hug his beloved Tong Xiao Gu like this. She cried pitifully, Lien, don't go. I don't want you to go. I can't bear to let you leave. Please stay. I'll be very good to you." The next second, the space-time gate suddenly opened. Lien Fo quickly said, "I've already called your cousin to pick you up. Stay put and don't wander off. Don't come near me." Little Guio didn't listen to his words at all and involuntarily walked towards him. "Little one, it's dangerous. Stop." Unexpectedly, due to Lien's approach, Lien Fo's crossing failed. The space-time gate had already closed, and he was injured as a result. Who would have thought it would fail? This infuriated Bai Li Shun. But fortunately, little Guio didn't go through. If little Guio had followed, Bai Li Shun would have been devastated. 2 months later, in the hospital's inpatient department, it turned out that because little Guio approached the space-time gate, it caused Lien Fo's crossing to fail. As a result, Lien Fo was injured and admitted to the hospital. Lien Fo's intracranial bleeding had almost healed. The doctor said the blood clot had subsided, but he still wasn't recovering. In front of little Guio and his cousin, he was pretending to be foolish, asking for apples one moment and pears the next. Little Guio came to the hospital every day after school to accompany Lien Fo. She even stayed with him at the hospital. Her care and protection were something he had never experienced before. Every day before school, she would hold his hand warmly and remind him, Lien, remember to take your medicine during the day. I've set an alarm for you. Take it whenever you think of me." As soon as Guio left for school, a person appeared behind her. It was Bai Li Shun coming to see Lien Fo. Bai Li Shun entered and immediately mocked. "Do you enjoy pretending to be an idiot every day? You probably wanted them to despise you as a burden, but it backfired. Now you're in a dilemma, aren't you? Or perhaps you wanted them to hate you, so you could leave with a clear conscience. Is that it?" Lien Fo didn't respond to Bai Li Shun's words. He just said, "You don't look well." Unexpectedly, this comment provoked Bai Li Shun again. "Little scholar, if it weren't for your mistake, I wouldn't have been so severely injured. You're a jinx." On the way to school, the cousin said to little Guio, "It's not good for you to keep staying at the hospital like this. I understand how you feel, but it's still a hospital after all. Cousin, I know you mean well. If Lien hadn't pushed me out of the way, he wouldn't have hit his head and ended up like this. All right. Don't think too much about it. It was an accident, not your fault. Hurry to school now, or you'll be late." After school, little Guio saw a child bullying Lien Fo. Without a word, she threw her school bag at the child's face. In her heart, no one was allowed to bully Lien. 5 minutes later, little Guio had knocked that brat to the ground, cursing, "How dare you bully Lien? Go die, go die, go die." Unexpectedly, the little one was quite tough. A little girl had chased away 2 brats. Little Guio's eye corner was scratched by the brat. Lien Fo crouched down and caressed it, too heartbroken to speak. This little one had a bit of a tomboy in her. Lien, it's okay. It doesn't hurt at all. Compared to your injury, this is nothing." Bai Li Shun came to the hospital today to tell Lien Fo that there would be another chance to return tonight. Lien Fo didn't tell little Guio that he was leaving today. After little Guio fell asleep, he suddenly opened his eyes and thought about Bai Li Shun's words. "Tonight at midnight, at the old place, you have one chance to go back. If you miss it, you'll never be able to return. You must seize this opportunity." Then he got up and noticed the jade pendant little Guio had placed on the table. Actually, little Guio had already noticed something was off during the day. This clever little one didn't have the courage to watch Lien Fo leave, so she could only pretend to sleep to avoid it. Lien Fo picked up little Guio and placed her on the bed. Then he turned to leave. His heart and eyes were full of this clever little one, but he had to go. After he closed the door, little Guio shed tears of reluctance. However, Lien Fo didn't take the jade pendant and left a note saying, "I will come back." In the blink of an eye, little Guio has grown up. She's now 20 years old. The grown-up Guio still thinks about Lien Fo, who left many years ago. Now little Guio is lying to her father, saying she wants to travel around the world. She also says she wants to travel alone and doesn't know exactly when she'll return. As a father, he certainly wouldn't agree to this. However, this clever little one used her trump card again. "Daddy, I've never asked you for anything. This time, please, just let me go." In the end, under little Gujo's persistent persuasion, her father compromised. The little one's trip this time might be one she can't return from. Worried about leaving her father alone at home, just as she was about to leave, she turned back to her father and said, "Mom hasn't remarried all these years. You might still have a chance." "All right, Dad, I'm going. I hope you two will be back together when I return." After little Guio left, he seemed to sense something was off. Little Guio lingered at the door for a while, praying in her heart for her father's forgiveness. "I'm sorry, Dad. I'm being selfish just this once. There's something I really want to do. If I don't do it, I'll regret it for the rest of my life." Walking on the road, she was still thinking about her Lien. "Lien Fo, you said you'd come back. You liar. When I find you, I'm going to beat you up, and only on your face." In another time and space, Lien Fo was lying on his bed, looking at a photo of him and little Guio. Lien Fo was also thinking about her. Perhaps this is what they call the telepathy of two people in love. As he was lost in thought, his phone suddenly ran out of battery. It turns out this guy had brought many batteries back, and today was the last one. The next second, someone outside called, "Sir, are you there?" Lien Fo put away his phone. "What is it? What's the matter? Come in and tell me." "Sir, the crown prince has arrived." Lien Fo was puzzled. What is Su Qingrong doing here? He usually doesn't come without a reason. On the other side, little Guio arrived at the place where Lien Fo had crossed over years ago. Over the years, she had learned many techniques about time travel to find Lien Fo. She had worked hard for so many years, and it was finally time to put her knowledge to use. The next second, she began to recite an incantation. Unexpectedly, a minute later, the time travel gate was actually opened by her. It was amazing. The next second, with a bang, little Guio was sucked in. She had instantly traveled through time. It seemed she had indeed arrived in ancient times. Little Guio suddenly fell into someone's bathtub. Such an exciting event left her stunned. After coming to her senses, she suddenly sat up. "Great, I succeeded. I made such a big commotion just now. Someone will surely come soon. I need to quickly fish out my precious box." Just then, she suddenly heard someone talking outside. The little one immediately became alert. "Your Highness, the water in the room is ready. The temperature is just right. Please bathe quickly. Go out and keep watch. Don't disturb me." The one bathing now was Su Qingrong from the Eastern Palace. Little Guio hid under the bed, not daring to make a sound. She thought, "What, Your Highness? This prince? Did I just run into the crown prince in such a cliché situation? Why couldn't it be Lien instead of the crown prince? Shouldn't there be some super luxurious bath with dragon eye fountains and flower petals? Why is he using a wooden tub? Never mind. I'll just pray that guy finishes quickly and gets out. I don't want to keep hiding under the bed like a peeping Tom." Meanwhile, Lien Fo was inquiring about Yuqi Shun's news from his subordinates. It turns out that Bailey Shun from the previous life is now Yuqi Shun. "My lord," the subordinate said, "I'm incompetent. Yuqi Shun and his accomplices have all vanished into thin air. There's no news at all. Then keep searching. Next month is His Majesty's birthday. Envoys from various countries have already started arriving. Strengthen the security in the palace. Don't let anything go wrong." Little Guio kept hiding until nightfall. The hateful one actually stayed in the room all day. After Su Qingrong stopped making noise, she finally dared to slowly crawl out. She muttered, "Damn that guy. He made me so stiff, I almost turned into a dead fish." Then she tiptoed towards the exit. Not knowing what the situation outside was like, she decided to go out and see. Just as little Guio carefully walked to the door, Su Qingrong, in a daze, suddenly hugged her from behind. He mumbled, "Xiaoxiang, why are you here? You didn't wake me up or light a lamp. Do you want to play hide and seek with me?" At this moment, little Guio was so scared she didn't dare to speak or move. "You're such a naughty one. My little darling, how should I punish you? Why do you feel so skinny? Haven't you been eating well lately? My little darling has lost weight." As Su Qingrong said these disgusting words, his hands kept groping around. Little Guio couldn't stand it anymore. The next second, she pulled out her personal weapon, a high-voltage electric baton. Then she shocked this pervert Su Qingrong. The shock made him instantly fall to the ground, unable to say little darling or naughty one anymore. 10 minutes later, Su Qingrong came to his senses and shouted, "Someone come quickly. There's an assassin." The masked servant's reaction was truly swift, arriving instantly. Su Qingrong said, "What was that thing flashing blue light just now? It almost made me faint. It made my body feel numb and painful." This left the masked servant stunned. "My lord, I didn't see anything flashing blue light." Then the two went out to investigate, determined to get to the bottom of it. As soon as they left the room, they found the jade pendant little Guio had dropped. "Your Highness, could that person just now be an assassin?" Su Qingrong held the jade pendant and pondered. "It doesn't seem like an assassin, but what was their purpose for hiding in my room?" The next second, he started scolding the masked man. "Someone broke into my private residence, and you knew nothing about it. Sherfone, how are you performing your duties? Your Highness, please forgive me. It was my negligence. Please punish me as you see fit. Go find that woman from earlier. Interrogate her severely. Use torture if necessary." A month later, little Guio, dressed as a man, was passing by a wooden bridge when a child behind her called out, "Sister, sister, why are you hiding here alone? Let's go out and play." This child speaking was the 15th Prince, Su Yaoxiu. "What did I tell you before? I'm a man now. You should call me sir." The next second, Imperial Consort Xiao appeared and said, "Yaoer, so you've come here too." It turned out that little Guio had transmigrated to the Imperial Palace. The palace was heavily guarded, and she hadn't found a chance to escape in the months since she arrived. This consort must thank the young sir for teaching Yaoer. His imperial father has been praising his studies lately. Your Highness is too kind. The 15th Prince is naturally intelligent. With a bit more effort, he can easily master anything. Little Guio's words were quite sweet. This must be influenced by her cousin. Now, this consort will take Yaoer to see his father. Young sir, please make yourself at home. It seemed the 15th Prince had grown, dependent on Guio. Before leaving, he said, "Sir, I'll come back to play with you later." This Imperial Consort Xiao is truly a formidable woman. Despite such a big incident in her brother's family, she can remain so calm and composed. Indeed, those who can climb to the position of Imperial Consort are not ordinary women. After Imperial Consort Xiao left, Guio stood on the wooden bridge. Suddenly, her eyes widened. She couldn't believe Lien was really here. She saw Lien Fo leaning against a big tree not far away. Finally, seeing the Lien she had been thinking about day and night, her heart was about to jump out of her chest with excitement. The next second, she turned and walked towards Lien Fo. At this moment, the little eunuch behind her caught up. "Young master, please slow down." Guio scolded harshly. "You dog servant, didn't you hear me tell you not to block my way?" This little eunuch insisted on following his young master. Unexpectedly, as they were pushing and pulling, little Guio scratched her hand. In the instant before falling into the water, she was still thinking about her Lien. She thought, "This is it. I can't swim. I'm going to die like this without seeing my Lien again." Seeing someone fall into the water, two palace maids shouted, "Someone fell into the water. Help, quick!" Hearing this, Lien Fo thought, which careless palace maid or eunuch fell in? It's quite deep down there. After saying that, he jumped in with a splash. This scared the little eunuch so much he almost wet himself. "My lord, please be careful. You're so brave." In the water, little Guio was about to suffocate. She thought, "I'm done for. But I haven't even let Lien know I'm here. I haven't even punched his face yet." The next second, Lien Fo swam behind her. Then he hugged little Guio. This time should have deepened their feelings even more. It's just a pity for the lovesick Bailey Sheng. This romantic and thrilling scene, Bailey Sheng probably couldn't even imagine in his dreams. After coming out of the water, he shouted at the eunuchs, "Why are you still standing there? Hurry and call for the imperial physician. Are you all dead?" The scolded little eunuch was thinking, how strange. Since when did the Lord care about meddling in others' affairs? The surrounding palace maids and guards were gossiping. Many people have drowned there before. That young sir probably won't make it. A poor thing. With that small frame, he's surely beyond saving. However, The naturally kind-hearted Lien Fo was in no mood to listen to their gossip. He lifted little Guio's chin. Then he started performing artificial respiration in broad daylight. In the feudal ancient times, this was enough to make jaws drop. His actions stunned the surrounding eunuchs, their expressions like they had caught someone in the act of adultery. After Lien Fo's series of actions, little Guio woke up. Seeing her awake, Lien Fo asked, "Are you all right? The imperial physician will be here soon." At this moment, little Guio didn't dare to let the imperial physician come. If the physician came, her disguise as a man would be exposed. She sat up, leaning on Lien Fo's shoulder, and said urgently, "I don't want to. I'm fine. Quickly take me back." At this moment, Lien Fo was still feeling strange. He didn't even know who this person was, yet his body was uncontrollably wanting to help him. After arriving at the room, little Guio said, "Put me down. Quickly put me down." Then she pushed Lien Fo out. This was probably due to nervousness from seeing Lien Fo for the first time in years. It must be because she was too nervous seeing Lien Fo for the first time in years. 3 days later, little Guio was eating an apple and thinking, should I go find Lien now? What if he doesn't recognize me? Even the jade pendant to prove my identity, I don't know where I lost it. But if I talk about things from our childhood, Lien should believe me, right? On the other hand, things were more complicated for the little prince. Lien had killed his uncle's entire family, yet they still didn't know the reason. At this time, the little prince drew a picture and asked, "Teacher, how's my turtle drawing?" Little Guio took the drawing and found that it had no head. Then she sat down and said, "This won't do without a head. Let me help you fix it. This is the correct way to draw it. A turtle needs to have a head. Otherwise, what kind of shape is that?" "Teacher, why does this turtle head look a bit like my older brother, the crown prince?" Little Guio turned her head and mischievously said, "This is that damned green fish I drew." At this moment, Imperial Consort Xiao came and sent all the other servants away. With a serious expression, she asked Prince Yao, "Mother wants to ask you something. On the night your uncle was killed, did you hear or see anything? You must tell Mother honestly. Do you understand?" Meanwhile, Lien Fo was drinking some wine, pondering about what happened a few days ago. He kept feeling that the girl from before seemed similar to the little one. Could it be that the little one had come here? Is that possible? And how did he suddenly grow so big? Shouldn't he be only 10 years old? Moreover, he's now Su Yao's teacher. How did he manage that? This doesn't seem right. This troubled Lien Fo greatly. No matter how he thought about it, he couldn't make sense of it. It was completely illogical. Just as he was getting irritated from not being able to figure it out, there was a knock on the door. "My lord, someone is requesting to see you outside." "Who is it?" "I'm in a bad mood right now." "Don't see them. They say they've come to thank you for saving their life the other day." "Oh, I was just thinking about you, and here you are." "That's perfect. You can clear up my confusion. My lord has agreed to see you. Go in quickly, but be careful not to offend him." After entering, little Guio had a dazed expression. She thought, Lien, it's been 9 years since we last met. Do you still remember me?" The next second, she came to her senses. "Lord Yuchi." Before she could finish speaking, Lien Fo grabbed her. Lien Fo wanted to test her first. "Little sir, I heard you came to thank me. Is that true?" Little Guio had never experienced anything like this before. She was so shocked her eyes widened. She thought, I was prepared to make the first move. How did it turn out like this? Why does Lien seem so frivolous now? This doesn't match my impression of him. And I'm still in men's clothing. He doesn't really have that kind of preference, does he? There's another possibility. Could he be testing me? She finally reacted. "Lord Yuchi, can you let go of your hand so we can talk properly?" "What if I don't let go, little sir? What will you do?" "What will I do? I'll slap you to death. How about that?" "My lord, I have no interest in that sort of thing. Please let go of your hand." "What sort of interest does this lord have? Please, little sir, do tell." This exchange and behavior between the two left Heir Pang completely confused. "Heavens, my lord, what are you doing? Holding a man's hand and not letting go. Could the recent rumors be true? Has my lord taken a liking to a man?" And publicly kissed Lord Yuchi. "Forgive my directness, but my lord, are you into men?" Hearing this, Lien Fo suddenly let go and said, "Little sir sure knows how to joke with me, but I'll accept the little sir's token of gratitude." This completely confused little Guio. She thought, when did he take my jade pendant? The next second she said, "This won't do. Please return it to me, my lord. That's the token little Jingtai gave me to freely enter and exit the palace." "Why not? This doesn't seem to be exceptionally fine jade. I think the little sir should have better jade. May I ask if the little sir has any better jade pendants?" Little Guio became nervous at Lien Fo's questioning. She grabbed her foot and said, "No, not now. It seems I was indeed overthinking things. Since you've expressed your thanks, little sir, please take your leave. I have many matters to attend to, so I won't be able to keep you company. Pang, see the guest out." Looking at little Gujo's expression, it seemed she had more to say. Then Pang began to escort her out. "All right, little sir, please leave. The Lord is busy. We absolutely can't let you bewitch the Lord anymore. You effeminate person, hurry up and leave quickly." As little Gujo was leaving, she turned her head and said, "Lord Yuchi, you're so arrogant. Why don't you just fly to the sky?" Pang, protective of his master, retorted, "Hey, what are you saying? You're so ill-mannered." After leaving, little Gujo muttered to herself, "That stinky Lien, dead Lien, completely ignoring what I'm saying. I prepared my opening lines for so long and couldn't use a single one. This is such a tragedy. Oh my goodness. Who will give me back my innocent, aloof Lien? No, I can't be negative now. I've finally come here. Even if I can't take her back home, I must at least give her a good beating to vent my anger. This promise-breaking, stinky Lien. Just as little Gujo walked out the main gate, she heard the sound of rustling footsteps. Driven by curiosity, she turned her head to look. Suddenly, a masked person in black jumped out from behind, attempting to attack little Gujo. At this critical moment, with a pa sound, Lien Fo blocked the attack. "Little sir, the night road is not safe to walk. This lord came to see you off." Unexpectedly, Lien Fo played the hero, saving the beauty again. Who would have thought that such a small woman could cause so much trouble? The masked man glared with his dog eyes, his gaze revealing intense, killing intent. Just as the masked man was about to strike again, Lien Fo used his Hunyuan 13 Blades technique to knock him to the ground. He then stepped on him and demanded, "Speak quickly. Who are you? Why did you come to assassinate? And who sent you?" Lien Fo interrogated him, but couldn't get any valuable information. Lien Fo never expected this guy to be so tough, playing the unyielding and unbending role. Indeed, he had poison hidden in his mouth. Who on earth sent this assassin? At this moment, little Gujo couldn't hold back and went to the side to vomit. Lien Fo reached out and asked, "Little sir, can you not handle the smell of blood? Such things are not uncommon in this palace. I'm just not used to it. I'm new from the countryside. I've never seen such a big scene before." Lien Fo had now guessed the truth. "He's that little one." He thought to himself, "Just keep pretending. Let's see how long you can keep it up." Little Gujo turned and asked, "My lord, did you really come to see me off, or did you just happen to save me along the way? How could this lord be so bored? Saving you was merely because you reminded me of an old acquaintance." "An old acquaintance? If that person comes to find you one day, will you welcome him?" "No, I would send him back. He's not suitable to stay here." At this point, little Gujo lowered her head without speaking. She thought, whether it's suitable or not, you'd have to try to know. "I didn't expect Lien to want to drive me away. My lord, I have one more request. Before I find out who wants to kill me, could you shelter me in your mansion?" Upon hearing this, Lien Fo was secretly delighted. He had been waiting for little Gujo to say this. Then he said seriously, "This lord's mansion doesn't keep idle people. What can the little sir do? I could do odd jobs, cook, give massages, and such. Please don't worry, my lord. I won't freeload. As it happens, this lord's mansion is currently short of someone for odd jobs. Go pack your things and come back with me." Half an hour later, arriving at Yuchi's mansion. "Little sir, you can stay here for now. This is Xiao Mei. She's the head maid here. If there's anything you don't understand, just ask her." The next second, he took Xiao Mei's hand and greeted her. "Miss Xiao Mei, I'm called Ling Gulin. From now on, please take care of me." This action made Xiao Mei blush. She said with a red face, "Young Master Wen, your hand. You little one. Huan Ling Guling. Let's see how long you can keep up this act. Take care, my lord. You're a good person. I take back what I said earlier about you flying to the sky. Lien, from now on, I want to understand the real you. Before I understand you, don't even think about driving me away." Lien Fo walked out the door, as happy as a monkey. This time it's not wrong. That's definitely the little one. Besides the little one, no one else dares to address me like that anymore. In less than a year, how did he grow so much? And how did he come here? At this point, Lien Fo didn't realize that there was a big time difference between the two spaces, so he couldn't figure it out no matter how he thought about it. Anyway, I hope the little one can know when to retreat. Understand that this place is not suitable for him at all. If I hadn't followed him tonight, the consequences would have been unthinkable. Who exactly wants to assassinate the little one? No matter what, before sending the little one away, I must protect him under my wing. Can't let him suffer any harm. The next day, Lien Fo was checking the account books. He then asked Air Pang, "Why are the mansion's accounts in such a mess?" Air Pang, being very attentive, said, "My lord, why don't you rest a bit? Let this slave massage your shoulders." "I don't need you to massage. Hey, you the new one. Come here and massage my shoulders." Not letting him massage, Air Pang felt extremely aggrieved. "My lord, this has always been Air Pang's job. How can it be?" Lien Fo thought to himself, "Little one, I don't believe you can put aside your pride to serve others. Let's see how I make you reveal your flaws next." "My lord, how's my massage? Is it comfortable, my lord?" It's passable. You'll need to work harder in the future." Lien, you're torturing me. I'm keeping track of all this for you. You'll be kneeling on the washboard later." The next second, there was a knock on the door. "My lord, the crown prince has arrived." This green-haired crown prince walked with a strong presence. At this moment, little Guio was just going out and ran into the green-haired crown prince. The green-haired prince turned his head to look, seeming to notice something. "This prince is here today to fulfill a previous promise. The person you wanted is here. The information is accurate." "Then I thank your highness. This official is deeply grateful." "Not at all. This prince will need your assistance in many areas in the future. This small matter is nothing." Unexpectedly, little Guio was eavesdropping outside the door. Could it be that the green-haired prince has some leverage over Lien? If so, would Lien be blackmailed by her? The next second, the green-haired prince opened the door. Turning around, he saw little Guio who hadn't managed to hide in time. Then he called out, "You there, stop for this prince." This frightened little Guio terribly. "Your highness, please raise your head and let this prince see." Little Gugio's heart was pounding. Damn, he shouldn't recognize me, right? I'm wearing men's clothes now, and that night was very dark. This prince told you to raise your head. Did you not hear? You look very familiar. Have we met somewhere before? At this point, little Guio was extremely nervous. She could only pretend to be calm and say, "This humble one is new here. How could I have had the fortune to meet your highness?" "You must be mistaken. The little one is quite a glib tongue." The next second, Lien Fo suddenly came over and moved the green-haired prince's hand away. Then he said, "Your highness, do you have business with my person?" At this time, the little eunuch standing aside protected his master. "How dare you? Yuchi Lien Fo, what are you doing?" "Quickly let go of his highness." "Please forgive me, your highness. This official meant no harm." It seems the official values this servant quite highly. "Your highness, it's rare to find someone who works to my satisfaction. I've embarrassed myself before you." Since that was the case, the green-haired prince didn't say anything more. After the green-haired prince left, Lien Fo turned and asked little Guio, "When did you offend the crown prince?" "This humble one is so honest and upright. How could I offend anyone? It's a misunderstanding." Seeing he couldn't get a clear answer, Lien Fo turned and went back to his room. "Air Pang, come quickly and help me change clothes. This official has to go out later. Pay attention in the mansion, especially to unfamiliar suspicious people. If there are any, tell me when I return." After changing clothes, this official looked at little Guio and said, "This official is going out for a while." This little one, before leaving, didn't forget to tease Air Pang. "My lord, it was always Air Pang who accompanied you out before. Are you abandoning Air Pang? Don't be fooled by this effeminate person." "Your highness, this Yuchi Lien Fo even refers to himself as this official in front of you. He's completely disregarding your highness." "Your highness, does this Yuchi Lien Fo really think he can cover the sky with one hand? You saw how he grabbed your hand. Even this slave couldn't bear to watch. Covering the sky with one hand might be an exaggeration, but it's true that few in the court dare to touch his reverse scales now." "Your highness, are you sure it's all right to cooperate with him? This slave feels that Yuchi is difficult to control. So what? This prince holds a trump card he wants. Until he gets them, he has no choice but to follow this prince's arrangements." "Your highness is absolutely right. Your wisdom is unparalleled. This slave truly admires you." Lien Fo brought little Guio along, passing through the market. Little Guio saw someone selling candied haws. Little Guio saw the candied haws and couldn't control his drooling. But he had no money, so he called out to Lord Lien Fo, "Can I have an advance on my wages?" This humble one wants to eat some candied haws. Lien Fo glanced at him and said, "Are you here to play with me?" But he still gave the little one some money. In fact, they both already knew each other's backgrounds, just didn't bring it up. The next second, little Guio spotted masks and pendants by the roadside and started playing with them. Lien Fo turned his head and said, "Hey, don't push your luck. Come on, my lord. This humble one is just inexperienced. Please forgive me. How did you manage to get your mouth so dirty just eating candied haws?" He unconsciously reached out to wipe little Guio's mouth. However, the next second he realized and quickly withdrew his hand. Blushing, he changed the subject, "Walk faster. Don't delay this official's business." Turning away, he thought to himself, "What did I just do? How could I do such an intimate thing to the little one? I'm truly despicable." 5 minutes later, they arrived at the Uli Inn. Upon entering, Lien Fo waved his hand and tossed a silver ingot to the waiter. "Take this. Don't let anyone disturb us without my orders." Why did Lien bring me here? Are we staying overnight? While little Guio was lost in thought. "What are you standing there for? Hurry up and come in." At this moment, little Guio felt a bit timid. An inn and not wanting to be disturbed. It was indeed hard for a young girl not to overthink. Now little Guio's small hands were sweating from nervousness, her heart beating as if it had a turbocharger. Little Guio hesitantly walked in. The chief superintendent of the Jinui closed the door. What was he going to do next? After entering, Lien Fo had the little one sit to the side. Then he didn't say a word. The little one was very puzzled. What on earth did this Lien come here to do? It had been 6 hours, from afternoon until night. This Jinui hadn't done anything. He even fell asleep sitting there, snoring. Little Guio really couldn't understand what Lien was up to, not even saying a word. Just as little Guio couldn't resist wanting to ask him, he suddenly opened his eyes and asked, "Are you hungry? Do you want to eat?" The little one was quite tactful. "No, my lord hasn't eaten yet." How could this humble one dare to eat first? Not bad. You understand etiquette. At this point, little Guio started complaining inwardly. This wretched feudal society is so unfair. Soon it was late into the night. Hungry and tired, little Guio couldn't hold on anymore and fell asleep on the table, snoring loudly. However, Lien Fo still sat there calmly, looking at little Guio. "You little one, falling asleep on your own." The next second, there was a rustling sound of footsteps outside the door. Little Guio also heard the noise, got up, and rubbed his eyes. What's that sound? Could it be the person Lien was waiting for? However, the next second, there was a knock on the door. Little Guio walked over, preparing to open the door and check. Suddenly, Lien Fo held him back. Don't make a sound." Little Guio's curiosity was about to explode. What was Lien up to? He'd been here since the afternoon and still hadn't said why he came. At this moment, a little girl wearing a red had carefully slipped in. It turned out Lien Fo was waiting for his sister, Yuchi Schwer. Because there were too many people during the day, he feared his sister might face revenge from enemies. "Brother Lien, you're really here." "Great, Schwer. I've finally seen you." "Brother Lien." Little Guio seemed to have guessed what was going on. Could this be one of Lien's sisters? What followed was Lien Fo's series of concerned questions for his sister. "You came alone? You're not hurt?" "No, a man in black told me to keep walking forward. He said I'd find you at the end." "Oh, Brother Lien, who is he?" Little Guio greeted. "I'm just an errand boy." "Why is an errand boy more handsome than you, brother?" This delighted little Guio. "Really, little sister? I'm more handsome than your brother?" All right, stop talking. It's too late. Let's prepare to rest." Schwer pulled on Guio. "Little brother, can I sleep with you tonight?" At this, Lien Fo was shocked. "Schwer, don't be naughty. You sleep on the bed. You think I want to sleep with you? Good that you don't want to sleep with me. Schwer is grown up now. I don't want to sleep next to brother anymore." Schwer looked lively and cute. "Little brother, let's sleep. Don't mind my brother. He's tough-skinned. Let him sleep on the floor." Lien Fo lay on the floor without complaint. After all, he was the dignified chief superintendent of Jinui. What a pitiful chief superintendent. At this time, the two were under the covers, whispering. Schwer softly asked little Guio, "Actually, you're a big sister, right? It's not that you're not good at pretending to be a man, it's just that I'm too smart." Little Guio didn't expect this little girl to be so clever. "Are you Sun Wukong? Do you have fiery eyes?" "It's not just me. My brother must have figured it out long ago. Otherwise, with my brother's bad temper, would he let me sleep with a man?" This conversation left little Guio speechless. Am I really so blind? I'm so stupid, really. "Big sister, do you like my brother?" Little Guio didn't expect her little secret to be seen through by this little girl. She then said, "You can see that too? Of course. There are so many people who like my brother. He's handsome and good at martial arts. It's just that his temper is a bit bad. Sister, how about I help you trick my brother into bed? Make the uncooked rice into cooked rice. What do you think?" Little sister, wait a moment. I need to do something first. The next second, she got up and scolded Lien Fo. "Well, you schemer. Lien, you knew everything. You enjoyed watching me being fooled around, didn't you? I didn't expect you to be like this, Lien. Don't blame me for getting a little revenge. Just wait and see." Lien Fo had no choice but to pretend to be asleep and say nothing. In his heart, he was still blaming Shuer, that troublemaker Shuer, causing problems as soon as she arrived. The next day, little Guio confronted Lien Fo. "My lord, where are you going so early? Impudent. Do I need to report to you where I'm going?" This time, little Guio cornered Lien Fo against the wall. "Of course not. My lord is this humble one's lifesaver." The next second, she grabbed his clothes and leaned in. "This humble one has been thinking hard about how to repay my lord's kindness. How about this humble one offers herself to you? What do you think, my lord? Since my lord doesn't speak, this humble one will take it as consent." Lien actually blushed. This early morning scene left Lien Fo at a loss. He had no choice but to say, "Enough. Stop fooling around. Let go." At this moment, little Guio was extremely nervous inside. Looking at Lien Fo, she said, "This humble one is not fooling around. I'm serious. If you keep this up, I'll throw you out." Little Guio glared at him. "This trick again? Do you think I'm still the child from before?" The next second, she said, "Fine then, my lord can throw this humble one out." Then she kissed him. Since it was little Guio's first time, and she had no experience, she ended up biting Lien's lip. Lien Fo, also inexperienced, pushed little Guio away. At this moment, both their faces were red, and their hearts were racing. After the excitement, little Guio came to her senses. "I'm a girl, casually kissing a man. What kind of behavior is this?" Lien Fo wiped the corner of his mouth. "This little one is getting more and more out of hand as she grows up." Ouch! She bit hard. Little Guio turned around, pretending nothing happened. "How boring. So my lord doesn't have much experience either. This humble one will go wake up little Shui." "Stop. Does my lord have any other orders?" At this point, little Guio could barely hold it together, just wishing to leave quickly. "Are you very experienced? Who taught you these things? How old are you anyway?" "This humble one is already 20. Besides, why should I tell you? Are you my father? Can you control me?" But this humble one sees that my lord is not young either. "Could it be that your body is not well?" Little Guio's casual remark made Lien Fo's face turn yellow. This severely hurt his pride. "But don't worry, my lord. This humble one won't gossip about such private matters." Lien Fo, as a man, couldn't bear this kind of contempt. The next second, he grabbed little Guio. "I see you've grown bold today. Isn't it true? My lord is getting on in years, yet there's not a single wife or concubine in your household. Either you prefer men, or there's a problem with your body." Lien Fo finally couldn't hold back. As a man, he couldn't allow anyone to question his physical condition. The next second, he took the initiative to kiss her, using actions to refute a woman's doubts. These two were quite intense. The inexperienced one, having tasted sweetness, couldn't get enough. Finally married off Brother Lien. After the passionate moment, "How was it? Do you still dare to doubt me?" Little Guio said, "My lord learns fast." Lien Fo replied, "You're not bad either. My lord, actually this humble one was just joking with you. Even if you had no experience, I wouldn't mock you. Look at what you've done to this humble one's mouth." Seeing that the two had finished their battle, Shuer came out. "Are you finally done?" Shuer is absolutely starving. Seeing Shuer approach, the two inexperienced ones immediately separated. "Shuer, are you hungry? I'll go buy breakfast right away." Little Guio was extremely embarrassed inside. Did she see just now? If she did, that would be so humiliating. "Shuer, wait for me to change clothes first." Lien Fo was also extremely nervous and embarrassed. "I'll go buy it. You two wait here." After returning, still unable to calm his inner excitement, he could only keep drinking water to hide his shame. "What did I just do? What did I do? Yuchi Lien Fo, you beast. She's the one you've always treated as a little sister. How could you do such a thing?" Thinking of this, Lien Fo was overwhelmed with shame. Shuer asked smugly, "Brother Lien, what's wrong with you?" "It's all because of you, you naughty girl. I heard everything you said in bed last night. Don't try to deny it." "Brother Lien, don't you like little sister-in-law? You're just a child. You don't understand." It's not about liking or not liking. Then what's the problem? You kissed her, so you have to take responsibility. Anyway, you're just a child, stop meddling in this. Otherwise, you'll throw Schwinn out again, right? Brother, you act tough now. Later, let little sister-in-law deal with you. Little Guio sneaked downstairs. Because what happened earlier was too impulsive. I need to calm my heart. It's still beating so fast. Even that old-fashioned Lien can't drive me away now. Even if I reveal my identity to him now, it should be fine, right? Thinking of this, little Guio jumped up happily. Oh my naive, cold Lien, still a pure little red flower. Not yet taken. Taking him home is just around the corner. Just as she was fantasizing about good things, suddenly a little rascal bumped into her. The next second, she found her money pouch was stolen. Oh my, how dare you steal this lady's money, you little thief. Stop right there. Wait till I catch you. I'll turn you into a eunuch right away. Stop right now, you little thief. Because she was running too fast, she didn't notice the pedestrians on the road. Little Guio suddenly bumped into a blue-eyed passerby. This person was Bailey Shun. From now on, Lien Fu's days won't be easy. Miss, are you all right? Let me help you up. Little Guio was a bit surprised. How did he know I'm a girl? What ghost did I run into? How come one after another? They can all tell at a glance that I'm a woman. TV dramas are really deceiving. Little Guio was severely shocked inside. No need, brother. I can get up myself. Bailey Shun reluctantly withdrew his hand. Little Guio stood up and was about to chase the thief, but was stopped by Bailey Shun. The next second, he took out her money pouch. Miss, are you looking for this? Little Guio held the pouch and checked it. This is really my money pouch. How did you do it? I just did it casually. Miss, no need to be surprised. Is that so? So impressive. I bet even that thief earlier didn't know he lost the money pouch. Thank you, brother. I've been out too long. I need to go back. Goodbye. At this moment, Bailey Shun was still a bit reluctant. After all, this was the Tonga he had loved for 100 years. It turns out that the thief just now was here to assassinate little Guio. The reason for stealing her money pouch was to lure her to a deserted place before making a move. Coincidentally, Bailey Shun, who was following little Guio, ran into him. He wouldn't let anyone who wanted to harm little Guio get away. Now tell me, who sent you to assassinate Tong? Seeing the assassin's expression, he was another tough one. Bailey Shun didn't even finish asking before the assassin committed suicide in 1, 2, 3. Little Guio saw Lien Fo in the distance, seemingly asking passersby about her. Her heart involuntarily blossomed with joy. When Lien Fo walked over, little Guio spoke. My lord, this humble one is here. Why are you sitting here alone like an idiot? I was chasing a thief earlier and accidentally twisted my foot. Fortunately, the money pouch is back. Don't worry, my lord. Then little Guio started using her trump card again. My lord, can you carry me on your back? I can't walk anymore. Carry you? Where did you get the courage? But I got injured trying to retrieve your money, my lord. Lien Fo had no choice. In the end, he couldn't resist the little one. Little Guio was overjoyed inside. Her scheme succeeded. I just want you to carry me. This little one is still as clingy as when she was young. Lien Fo carried little Guio on his back. This feeling reminded him of childhood. Back then, Lien used to carry me like this too. Now I'm so happy. My lord, I have a secret to tell you tonight. After returning home, Lien Fo was still thinking about what little Guio said to him during the day. What exactly does this little one want to tell me? Just then, little Guio changed into her favorite clothes and walked in. Seeing the little one's outfit stunned him. Why are you so surprised? You already knew I was a girl, didn't you? But I'm here today to say this. The next second, Schwer at the door deliberately stepped on her clothes. Losing balance, she stumbled. The chain reaction was swift. He quickly embraced little Guio, who was about to fall. The scene was extremely romantic. The next moment, she started being mischievous again, deliberately stepping on Lien Fo's feet. Due to little Guio's mischief, they ended up falling over each other. Because Lien Fo was too nervous, he called out little Guio's nickname. This little mischievous one was overjoyed. She raised her head and asked, My lord, what did you just call me? Wow, we really fell over. This is all thanks to Schwer. Schwer is so smart. Little one, can you get up first? I just cushioned your fall. No, I don't want to. Tell me when you discovered who I was. Stop fooling around. If you keep this up, I'll throw you off. Go ahead, throw me off. I'll call the police. This little Guio is really too cute. No wonder Bailey Sheng couldn't forget her for 100 years. Little one, you're still the same as before. You haven't changed at all. You discovered me before I moved into your mansion, didn't you? Or rather, you let me move in because you knew it was me, right? Lien. At this point, Lien Fo could no longer deny it. He could only admit it. Then what you said at that time was specifically for me to hear. I won't welcome him. I'll make him go back. So you wanted to drive me away back then? You wanted me to suggest it myself, to not put you in a difficult position, right? Am I that dislikable to you? Little Guio didn't wait for this heartless person to speak. She turned to leave, cursing. I don't want to talk to you, you scheming Lien. Just as he wanted to chase after her, little Guio slammed the door shut, leaving this heartless person out in the cold. Back in her room, she was furious. This bastard, he actually wanted to drive me away from the start. Not a bit of consideration for old time's sake. He doesn't even consider how much effort I put in just to see him again. He doesn't consider my feelings at all. The next day, little Guio said to Lien Fo, I've thought it through. I'll obediently go back. Is that so? That's good. But I've come all this way. I should at least have some fun, right? Experience the local customs and such. No problem. Do as you please. Just tell me if you need anything. All right, then I'll trouble you, my lord. I'll be going now. This heartless fool actually believed little Guio's words. He had no idea what that little one would bring him next. After little Guio left, she changed into men's clothes and carried a folding fan. Then she went to the Manhwa house, a place men love. Upon entering, the manager began introducing this young master. Are these ladies to your liking? They're the most popular in our establishment. Very good, very good. I'm quite satisfied. I'll take all these ladies. Follow me. Meanwhile, Lien Fo's mansion was in an uproar. The head maid Xiao Mei shouted, My lord, something terrible has happened. What's all this noise about? Don't you know the rules? What happened? Speak slowly. Don't be so flustered. Where are your manners? That young Master Lin. No, Miss Lin has gone out dressed as a man again. This isn't the first time. Let her play as she likes. Did the young lady bring back any companions today? Hearing this, Lien Fo lost his composure. He immediately put down his purple clay cup. Without a word, he rushed into little Guio's room to check. He saw little Guio sitting there, thoroughly enjoying herself, with several women from Wanhua House attending to her. Seeing this scene, Lien Fo's face darkened. He said sarcastically, Oh, surrounded by beauties. You seem to be having a grand time, little one. Yes, my lord. What brings you here? At this moment, Lien Fo was very displeased. My lord, you sound so distant. You used to call me Lien this and that. A woman's thoughts are truly hard for me to fathom. The next second, a woman in red came to his side. With such a handsome young master, would you like to join us? I'm very good at serving, you know. Lien Fo pushed away the woman's hand, saying, How dare you? Insolent. He shoved her away. Get away from me. You, a woman of ill repute, are not worthy to touch me. Little Guio pretended to be confused. My lord, what are you doing? My lord, don't you think you're going too far now? Too far? I can go even further, little one. Would you like to try? Guards, drag all these people out for me. Don't let them sully my home. Little Guio, seemingly not satisfied with the chaos, intervened. Wait, you can't take them away. Lien Fo's eyes widened, instantly enraged. He hoisted little Guio over his shoulder and said, Air Pang, quickly drive them out. Right now. Hey, stop. Where are you taking them? He entered the room and threw her onto the bed. Little Guio, still defiant, said, Yuchi Lien Fo, what do you mean by this? Little one, that's what I should be asking you. Ask me what? Didn't you say I could play however I wanted? The next second, Lien Fo moved closer. It seemed he had tasted sweetness last time and wanted more. Playing should have limits. You're clearly just causing trouble. At this moment, little Guio smiled smugly. Lien, could it be that you're jealous? You look just like a cuckold right now. These words stunned Lien Fo for a moment. Then he pinned little Guio down on the bed and spanked her. I'll teach you to talk nonsense. Do you dare to speak nonsense again? If you keep misbehaving, I'll make your bottom bloom like a flower. All right, little one, you better reflect on your actions. I have important matters to attend to. You too, keep an eye on her. Don't let her run around for now. My lord, how should we deal with those companions from earlier? Where did they come from? They're from a place in the city called Wanhua House. I don't want to hear the words Wanhwa House again tomorrow," he said, and left gracefully. What Wanhwa House? Wanhwa Grass? How come I never noticed such a disgusting place in the capital before? Meanwhile, Schwer came to see little Guio again and made a new plan for her. I understand roughly, but if Lien finds out about your method afterward, we're both dead. Schwer put on an innocent and cute expression. Is it not okay, Schwer? You're so adorable. I really like you. Lienfo came back after a while, probably feeling sorry. He brought up a topic. Little one, I heard you don't use a war fan. This startled the two in the room. Why is he here now? He shouldn't have heard our conversation, right? Lienfo hesitated for a moment, then pushed the door open. After entering, he said, Little one, what are you doing? Why are you under the covers in broad daylight? I feel cold, okay? It's none of your business. If you're cold, put on more clothes. You're grown up now. Do I need to remind you of this? And why aren't you eating? Is the food not to your liking? My lord, you're so busy. There's no need to worry about such trivial matters for me. Little Guio thought, you regret hitting me, don't you? Surely you do. Ha! This little one is clearly still angry with me. How could I forget? This little one holds grudges. I might have been too harsh today. This is medicine for your wounds. Take it. Just as Lienfo was about to leave, Schwer suddenly sneezed. Lienfo's eyes widened. Who's here? The next second, Lienfo pulled off the covers. Xiao Schwer, what are you doing here? Then he picked her up. Didn't I punish you to stay in your room and study? Are you ignoring my words? If you dare run out again, I'll make you copy the scriptures 100 times. Little Guio chased after them. Wait, you hit me so hard, and you think one bottle of medicine will make it okay? I'm bleeding. Little one, even if I was a bit harsh, it couldn't possibly have broken your skin. As the three of them were struggling, blood actually dripped out. Lienfo shouted, Pang, quickly call for the imperial physician. Little Guio was a bit confused. Could it be that my period has come? After examining, the imperial physician said, My lord, this young lady is perfectly fine. Please don't worry. If she's fine, why is she bleeding? My lord, are you sure that blood is from the young lady? Lienfo asked the little one with a serious face. Are you sure you don't have any wounds on your body? Really, I don't. I don't know what's going on either. It's good that you're fine. If something happened to you while under my care, it would be troublesome. This sounds strange. Although he's concerned about me, it feels like I'm a big burden to Lien. All right, everyone leave. Xiao Mei, take Schwer back first. I have something to tell you. I want to talk about what happened between us at the inn that day. Little Guio suddenly widened her eyes. She recalled the intimate things they did that day. Now little Guio was so embarrassed, her face turned red as she said, What about it? Just as he was about to speak, Pang came knocking. My lord, are you in there? The emperor urgently summons you to the palace. I don't know what it's about. Little one, let's talk about this another day. Okay, another day. Little Guio secretly felt relieved. My heart was about to jump out just now. Talking about such embarrassing things is so shameful. Unknown to Lienfo and the others, Bailey Shun was watching them from afar using his celestial powers. He really is a devoted man. In this life, Bailey Shun was called Yu Chi Shun, Lienfo's elder brother. At this moment, a young man approached from behind. Brother Shun, the crown prince has arrived. The young man saw Bailey Shun harming himself again. The next second, he said with concern, Brother Shun, what are you doing? Quickly bandage yourself. Why are you doing this again? Why the long face? Don't worry, I know my limits. This is nothing. It's not nothing. It's just wasting your life force. Brother Shin, you're not fully recovered. How many times can you endure this recklessness? So what? As long as I can see him one more time, this means nothing to me. What, Brother Shin? How can you still have such a happy expression now? Brother Shin, your wish will come true. It definitely will. It turns out the blood that dripped at little Gujo's feet was from Bailey Shun's self-harm. Because the window was open too wide, accidentally dripped over. 10 minutes later, Bailey Shun came to see the Crown Prince. These two together probably won't come up with anything good. Your Highness visits late at night. I assume you have important matters? The person the Imperial Tutor asked me to find has been located. Your Highness, are you certain it's the person I'm looking for? This person indeed matches the description you gave me earlier. They're working as a small attendant in Yuchifo's mansion. I see. Thank you, Your Highness. Does the doctor want to immediately reunite with his sister, or do you have other plans? There's no rush to reunite. My sister and I were separated when she was young. She probably doesn't recognize me now. 3 days from now is His Majesty's birthday. I want to use this opportunity to get to know her first. If I reveal our relationship hastily, I'm afraid it might frighten her. That's a good idea. Then I'll take my leave. Lienfo had now arrived at the palace. Your Majesty, do you want me to escort the Imperial Princess to the Southern Temple? Correct. It's set for the day after my birthday banquet, but the Southern Temple is far away. The round trip will take more than a month. My primary duty is to protect your Majesty's safety. My beloved princess is my most precious daughter. Only by entrusting her to you, Yu Qi-Qing, can I be at ease. Do you have any difficulties, Yu Qi-Qing? Your Majesty, it's my duty. I'm just concerned about your Majesty's safety. I know you're loyal. Yu Qi-Qing, you're over 20 this year, right? Yet you don't have a wife or concubine. Why don't I arrange a good marriage for you? What do you think? At this moment, Lien Fo suddenly widened his eyes. Your Majesty, please don't. The next second, he thought of the little one at home. The current Yuchi Lien Fo had already fallen in love with little Guio. Meanwhile, at home, little Shui began her small plan. Taking advantage of Lien Fo's absence, she sneaked into his room. Then she came to the tea table. She took out a bottle of aphrodisiac powder, preparing to put it into Lien Fo's teapot. This little mischief maker didn't know how much was appropriate, so she poured it all in. If Brother Lien drinks this medicine, will he really be able to have a baby with little sister-in-law? I'm so sleepy. Schwer needs to go back to her room to sleep. Now we just wait for Big Brother to take the bait. At this moment, Lien Fo sneezed loudly. Why did I just feel a chill? This guy didn't know that a big surprise was waiting for him when he got back. Come out. You heard it just now. He has no interest in you. This was the currently famous imperial princess. Because she had taken a liking to Lien Fo, the emperor summoned him to the palace today to test him. Lien Fo had just told the emperor that he already had someone he liked, but the princess still wouldn't give up. Father, don't worry about whether he has someone he likes or not. Just create more opportunities for your daughter. You child, Yuchi Lien Fo is not an easy person to get along with. Father is afraid you'll suffer in the future. Daughter is not afraid. As long as he willingly marries me, I'll be the happiest person in the world. Who would have thought that this clueless Lien Fo would be so popular with girls? Even the imperial princess is so infatuated with him. This guy came back looking like a wilted eggplant, still worrying about little Gu. The trip to the Southern Temple will take at least a month. What will the little one do during this time? The people chasing him haven't been found yet. I'm really not at ease leaving him in the mansion. The next second, he poured water from the teapot, preparing to drink. Little did he know that this water had been laced with aphrodisiac powder by his little sister. This aphrodisiac is a magical thing. Even old people can't resist its powerful effects when they drink it. An hour later, little Gu came to find him. Little did she know that now was when the effects were at their strongest. She came to the door and knocked. Lien, are you asleep? About that drop of blood, I found something strange. Is he asleep or hasn't he come back? Well, I'll just tell him in the morning. Just as little Guju was about to turn back, the door suddenly opened. Lien Fo abruptly pulled her into the room. Then he held little Gujo tightly, panting and unable to say a complete sentence. Lien, why are you so hot? And your face is so red. Are you okay? You look very strange right now. Now Lien Fo's body felt like it was on fire. Panting, he managed to say that he might have been drugged. Hearing this, little Gu's face turned pale. She seemed to understand something. Oh no, drug? It can't be that kind of drug, can it? How can such a cliché thing happen to me? This isn't scientific at all. The next second, this clueless guy started to caress little Gujo. Oh my god, Lien, wake up. I'll go find a doctor for you. I've heard this can be fatal if not treated properly. Although little Guju liked him, she still retained a bit of clarity. Now was not the time to be tempted. Little Guju struggled and said, "Get off me first. I'm going to find a doctor for you." Unexpectedly, Lien Fo held her tightly. The next second, he pinned her down on the bed, immobilizing her. At this point, Lien Fo was about to lose control. A beautiful scene was about to unfold. Little Gujo was now extremely nervous. I can't give myself to him like this. Lien is not in his right mind now. He might not even know who he's pressing down on. Thinking of this, she cupped his feverish face and asked, "Do you know who I am? Tell me, who am I?" "Your little one. You're my little one." It seems he hasn't completely lost consciousness. The next second, he pounced on her and pinned her down. The little one was still having an internal struggle. What should I do? Should I push him away and find a doctor? But he's my beloved Lien. Then this clueless Lien Fo tore her clothes. No, I can't just give myself away like this. Lien, are you sure you want to do this? At this moment, Lien Fo seemed to hear what the little one said. Then he stabbed himself with a knife, using pain to control his consciousness. Seeing her beloved person hurt himself, little Gu was instantly shocked. This guy instantly became like a wilted eggplant. The next second, he dragged his injured body and ran out. Little Gu, not even properly dressed, hurriedly chased after him. Because Lien Fo ran too fast, the little one couldn't keep up. She could only follow the blood trail. Chasing to the riverside, she saw Lien Fo jump in. She immediately jumped in after him, forgetting that she couldn't swim. It turns out that when you encounter true love, you can indeed disregard your own life. After jumping in, she realized she couldn't swim. She could only cover her nose and hold her breath. Fortunately, Lien Fo regained consciousness at this time and held little Guio. Then he carried her up. Little one, even at a time like this, can't you give me less to worry about? After reaching the shore, little Guio's first concern was his wound. Indeed, people in love always put each other before themselves. This is truly seeing true feelings in adversity. After coming ashore like two drowned rats, they both cared for each other first. It was incredibly romantic and heartwarming. When little Guio was about to check his wound, Lien Fo stopped her. The next second, he turned away. The reason was that the effects of the aphrodisiac hadn't completely worn off. In this state of heightened passion, any physical contact might be hard to control. Then Lien Fo went back into the water. Staying in the water would make him more clear-headed. But how could little Guio watch her beloved person soak in the water with an injured body? She tried to pull him up. Lien, your wound shouldn't be in the water. It's not good for you. Little one, please stop. I'm not feeling well right now. I need to stay in the water for a while longer. You should go back first. You'd better stay away from me. I'm afraid I might hurt you. Hearing this, little Gu understood what he meant. Her eyes widened, realizing the drug's effects clearly hadn't worn off yet. Little Guio worried that if he came out, he might forcefully try to unite with her. So she said nothing and just stayed by his side. An hour later, the drug's effects on Lien Fo had mostly subsided. Due to being in the water for too long, Lien Fo's leg cramped up. As she was about to help him, someone inconsiderate approached. Who's there at this late hour? Who are you? What are you doing there? Hearing someone coming, little Guio was startled, causing her undergarment strap to slip down. There was no time to fix it, so she instinctively covered herself with her smooth, jade-like hands. The next second, Lien Fo shielded her and said, "It's me. What are you shouting about?" The clueless guard immediately changed his tone. "Oh, it's you, sir. What are you doing here so late, sir? Insolent. Do I need to explain my actions to you?" "No, sir. You misunderstand this lowly servant. Sir, you have blood on you. Are you injured? Bunch of useless fools. An assassin entered the mansion, and you knew nothing. What use are you? Please calm down, sir. It's my negligence. I'll investigate the assassin immediately. Once found, I'll break his legs. Please calm down, sir. I want to break your legs. The assassin is long gone. Quickly, go fetch Dr. Wei to my room." "Yes, sir. I'll go fetch Dr. Wei right away." This clueless guard seemed to notice something. He became curious internally. Wait, didn't the sir have a woman in his arms earlier? What was he doing with a woman outdoors so late? Wouldn't it be better in a room? All right, little one, let's go back. This time, Lien Fo took little Guio's hand on his own initiative. She was elated inside. Lien seems to be holding my hand for the first time. He's actually taking the initiative with me. At this moment, Lien Fo was fuming internally. Damn it, who's the fool who dared to drug me? When I find out, I'll break their bones and tear their tendons. Now, little Shui was sound asleep, dreaming of her little nephew. Tomorrow, Shui would have a little nephew. Fortunately, sir, your constitution is strong. Otherwise, it could have been disastrous. But sir, you were too harsh on yourself. The wound is quite deep. Sir, for the next 10 days, you need to take my medicine continuously. After 10 days, the toxins in your body will be cleared. Thank you for your efforts tonight, Dr. Wei. I hope you can keep my poisoning a secret. I don't want this to become public news. Do you understand? Rest assured, sir, I understand. This incident will not become public news. If there's nothing else, I'll take my leave now. Just as the old man was about to leave, he suddenly stopped. Young lady, even if you're worried about the sir's injury, please take care of your own health. Otherwise, you'll only make the sir worry more. This talkative doctor made little Guio extremely embarrassed. She could only reply perfunctorily, "I understand. Thank you." After Dr. Wei left, Lien Fo suddenly widened his eyes. He just realized that little Guio had run out barefoot. The next second, he pressed her onto the bed. This time, it wasn't to unite with her. Instead, he tenderly caressed her feet, saying, "You silly girl, running out without shoes. Look at the state you're in. Your feet are all scratched up. Little one, this time, I've caused you trouble. All right, don't be so reckless in the future. You don't even know how to take care of yourself." The mighty commander of the Imperial Guards was so attentively caring for a young woman. This moved little Guio immensely, filling her with happiness. In this moment of blissful happiness, little Guio recalled her childhood. Lien, I suddenly remembered when I twisted my ankle as a child. You were quite upset and scolded me then. That's because you were such a little fool back then. All right, go take a bath now. Then get some rest early. Someone come and prepare. Assist the lady in bathing and changing clothes. Be careful with the wounds on her feet. Their every move was observed by Bailey Shun's subordinate. This lovesick Bailey Shun had his man monitor little Guio. Fearing she might encounter danger again, this subordinate felt sympathy for Bailey Shun. Seeing him heartbroken every day for little Guio who didn't love him back, he felt incredibly sorry. So he decided to keep what he just saw a secret. Otherwise, Bailey Shun would suffer even more if he knew. Although Bailey Shun's love was unrequited, having loyal subordinates meant he wasn't a complete failure. This poor fellow was still absent-mindedly thinking about his Tonga, while his Tonga was just being intimate with someone else. He could only talk to the moon alone. "My beloved Tonga, I miss you so much. We're about to meet officially soon. I wonder what expression you'll have then." The next morning, the little mischievous one had just woken up. The first thing on her mind was to see if she had a little nephew yet. As soon as Schwer entered, she heard her Lien brother raging. He immediately started scolding, all because of the aphrodisiac incident yesterday. "Those who were on guard outside my courtyard last night, how did you perform your duties? Are you all blind?" "Sir, we truly didn't notice anyone sneaking in last night. Except what? Don't stammer. Speak up. Except what?" "Except Miss Schwer sneaking into your room earlier." Hearing it was Schwer, Lien Fo's face turned green. This terrified Schwer who was at the door. When this insensitive Lien Fo got angry, he was indeed quite frightening. "All right, you useless lot, get out. Schwer, come here." These clueless guards fled in panic. Outside, Depang and Erpang were gossiping. "Erpang, did you hear? An assassin infiltrated the mansion last night. The master was even injured. No wonder he's so angry. I wonder who was so daring. But what does it have to do with Miss Schwer? Why did the master keep her behind? That I don't know. But as servants, we'd better not pry into the master's affairs." "Wayne Kiksui, Komeyar, did you put something in my tea last night? Answer me quickly. Did you or did you not?" Lien Fo's sudden outburst of anger frightened the little mischievous one. She timidly admitted to putting in a bottle of medicine. Schwer just wanted a little nephew to play with. "Tell me quickly, who taught you to drug me? Do you know what a big disaster you almost caused? Are you trying to implicate your brother in wrongdoing?" Lien brother, Schwer just wanted a little nephew. "Did I do something wrong? You dare to talk back?" The next second, the little sister-in-law intervened. Lien, the important thing now is to find out who instigated Schwer. We can punish her later." "Fine, let's hear what this little girl has to say." "Little Schwer, tell your Lien brother what happened." 5 minutes later, little Schwer explained the situation to Lien Fo. It turned out a young eunuch in the mansion gave Schwer the medicine. This foolish girl was actually used by someone. She almost caused me to unite with that summer guy. It's infuriating. Lien brother, please don't be angry. Schwer knows she was wrong. I won't dare to do it again. Okay, Yuchi, Schwer is confined from today. She's not to come out without my orders. If she offends again, she'll be sent away immediately. Little Schwer, let me take you back to your room first. Stop crying. Guards at the door, come in. Did you hear everything clearly just now? I'm giving you 3 days. No matter what method you use, you must make that eunuch talk. Find out who's behind him. Once found, execute them by Ling Chi. Just after the young eunuch left, the little miss came back again. What were you resisting last night? You should have taken advantage of that heartless fool's drug and just united with him. Wouldn't that have been perfect? Lien, I brought the medicine box. Look, your wound has opened again. Let me help you bandage it. Schwer already knows her mistake. Don't be angry with her anymore. If I don't teach her a lesson this time, I'm afraid she might be in mortal danger if she encounters ill-intentioned people in the future. I knew it. You wouldn't really be angry with Schwer. Lien, you're such a good brother. I've thought about what happened before. Little one, I will take responsibility for you. You can rest assured. Hearing him say he'd take responsibility, the little miss felt something wasn't quite right. The next second, she asked this heartless Lien, you mean you just want to take responsibility for me? Although what happened before was an accident, I still compromised your purity. Before he could finish speaking, the little one's expression had already changed. It seems this heartless fool really doesn't understand girls. The next second, the little miss angrily said, I'm leaving. You don't need to take any responsibility. Don't inconvenience yourself. This completely confused the heartless fool who doesn't understand women. He then curiously asked the little one, what did you say? You don't need? That's right, I don't need it. Just take care of your wound. My lord, why did the little one suddenly get angry? Could it be that she's unwilling? The little miss angrily ran out and sat by the river, cursing Yuchi Lianfu. You big fool, you heartless, stinky Lien. Is it so difficult for you to say you like me? Who cares about your responsibility? In the blink of an eye, it was now the day of the emperor's birthday banquet. Your Highness, our man we placed in the Yuchi household has been dealt with. That's really a pity. The poison we got from the imperial advisor, with such difficulty, wasted just like that. Our spy reports that Yuchi Lianfo did indeed consume the aphrodisiac, but he didn't unite with any woman. It's to his credit that he could resist. I underestimated him. Why couldn't he just mate with any random person? That way, he would have had to obey me from then on. The thought of him submitting at my feet is exciting. Your Highness, believe there will be opportunities in the future. I hope that day won't be too far off. All right, I should go wish Father Emperor a happy birthday now. At the Emperor's birthday banquet, Lien Fu actually brought the little miss along. Now let's see how this little one gets approached by Bailey Sheng. Finally, I can experience the Emperor's birthday celebration in person. I always used to watch it on TV, never imagining that one day I'd be here in person. Just as she was curiously wandering around, the heartless Lien Fu came looking for her. Didn't I tell you not to wander around? Little one, why don't you listen? If you keep wandering aimlessly, I'll spank you. Come with me. Little one, why have you been giving me the cold shoulder these past 2 days? What's bothering you? I'm not doing anything. Are you just making conversation? You say you're not, but you clearly are. Do you take me for a fool? Well, I feel like you're not paying much attention to me. Lien, do you care whether I pay attention to you or not? This heartless fool didn't know what to say again. He's really someone who won't move forward when pushed, but will retreat when pulled. When his mouth stopped moving, the next second his hand started. Just as they were happily flirting, the Jade Princess spotted them from afar. Isn't that Yuchi? Why is she here? Little one, don't be angry anymore. I have to go attend to His Majesty now. Stay put and don't wander around. I'll come back to take you sightseeing when I'm done. Hearing that he'd take her sightseeing later, she immediately reverted to her cute self. Lien, do you really mean it? Then I'll forgive you for now today. Little one, let go quickly. What will people think if they see us like this in public? You surely NFO. I won't let go. I want others to see. What can you do about it? Little one, you're not obedient at all. I must discipline you properly when I have time. Remember, little one, don't wander too far if you play. I'll have someone keep an eye on you. I know. Stinky Lien, go quickly. You'll come back early, right? In just a few days, their affection had deepened to this extent. It's only a pity for the lovesick Bailey Shun. Just as the little one was sitting alone, feeling bored, there was a rustling sound from the nearby bushes. Driven by curiosity, she walked directly towards the bushes. The next second, a panda pig suddenly appeared. The little miss didn't realize this was another trap set for her. At this moment, she was only interested in playing. She would soon pay the price for her playfulness. The little pig saw her and ran in another direction. This was because the pig had been enchanted by Bailey Shun. The purpose was to lure the little miss to a certain place. Yet she chased after it without any caution. She would soon pay the price for this playfulness. She quickly caught up with the little pig. She was overjoyed at this moment. This pig can really run. I'm exhausted. Who's so mischievous to make you look like this? Let sister clean you up. You'll be clean soon. Little piggy, you're finally showing your true colors. You're so cute. Just as the little miss was happily playing, the green-haired prince approached, calling out, Xiao Xiong, where are you? When the little miss had just arrived in this world, she was almost taken advantage of by him. At that time, the green-haired prince was also calling out Xiao Xiong. It was obvious that he already knew the little miss was here, and he also remembered that the person who had thwarted him that day was this little miss before him. The reason he called out Xiao Xiong just now was to provoke the little miss. It seems this green-haired prince had known the truth for a while. At this moment, he said, "Panda pig," and the next second he reached out to take it back from the little miss. Just because you say the panda pig is yours doesn't make it so. Call it and see if it responds to you. The little miss thought to herself, "I'll pretend I don't know he's the prince for now. It'll be easier to find a way out later. After all, ignorance is innocence." Before the master could speak, the little eunuch interjected, "How dare you? Which palace are you from? Do you know who you're talking to?" At this moment, the green-haired prince remembered something. "I was wondering why you look familiar. Aren't you the imperial advisor's yet-to-be-recognized sister? Miss, your request is quite difficult. She can't speak, so she won't respond no matter who calls her." The next second, the little miss turned to leave. "Then you have no proof. So whoever catches it, keeps it. Farewell." After the little miss left, the green-haired prince couldn't help but laugh. Clearly, he had fallen into her trap. "From now on, you'll live with sister. You weren't with that pervert before, were you? You didn't learn to be a bad little pig, did you?" No sooner had she finished speaking than the little pig bit her. "Little pig, come back here. How dare you bite me? Do you believe I'll eat you? Steamed, boiled, or braised? Take your pick." The next second, Bailey Shin arrived. He then recited an incantation. As a result, the little miss almost fell. Bailey Shin suddenly appeared and caught her. The little miss unexpectedly played the damsel in distress, with very smooth and graceful movements. The next second, he gazed at her affectionately with his green eyes. Tonger's heart was filled with mixed emotions. At this moment, the little miss also remembered who he was. It was the person who helped her retrieve her money pouch last time. Bailey Shun had gone to great lengths to set this up. The next second, he said, "Little miss, do you remember me? Of course, thanks to you for helping me find my money pouch last time. So you're from the palace? The world is really small. We meet again. If I said I came here specifically for you, would you believe me?" The little miss immediately showed a confused expression. Clearly, Bailey Shin's pickup line had failed. Seeing that his approach wasn't working, he quickly changed his tune. "I'm just joking. Did you take it seriously? Are you worried that I have ulterior motives? You're quite vigilant, miss." Unexpectedly, the little miss didn't follow his conversation. "Actually, my friend told me not to wander too far. I should probably head back now. Big brother, until we meet again, I'm leaving," the little miss said and turned to run away. Her retreating figure reminded Bailey Shun of their memories from their previous life. "Third brother, I'm going to the mountain to play with the little fox. No need to wait for me for dinner." "Tong, you always leave in such a hurry. You never turn back to look at your third brother one more time. Brother will let you know, compared to that little beast, who is more worthy of your trust." After saying this, he drew a crack in the air. The little miss couldn't have imagined that. Without her knowledge, she had already returned to reality. This man in black was following the little miss and saw what Bailey Shin had done. "This is incredible. Was that sorcery? I must hurry back to report to Lord Yuchi. Miss Lin might be in danger. This is terrifying." At this moment, Bailey Shun suddenly stopped. The man in black was instantly killed by Bailey Shun without even noticing. This wasn't surprising. After all, Bailey Shun was no ordinary person. As the third young master of the Bailey family from the celestial realm, how could a mere mortal escape his perception? The dogs raised by that little beast are truly everywhere. The little miss ran for a while before finally stopping. She noticed something was wrong. "I'm sure this was the way back. Why can't I get out now? Oh right, didn't Lien send guards to follow me? Hey, whoever's following me, come out. Don't hide. I'm lost. Why is there no one? It's so quiet here, not even the sound of insects. Where on earth am I? Father Emperor, this is the Coral Night Pearl I'm giving you. Do you like it? Father Emperor, I prepared this especially for you." At this time, Air Pang reported the situation of the little miss to Lien Fo. The next second, Lien Fo's expression changed dramatically. "What? Are you sure? We've lost contact with Miss Lin for an hour now. We can't find her anywhere. It seems the guard is already gone. I'll go take a look. If His Majesty asks, you know how to answer, right? Don't worry, sir. Flattery is my specialty." The next second, Lien Fo went to search for the little miss's disappearance site. Looking at his expression, it was truly heartbreaking. Perhaps only he knew what it felt like to have a loved one go missing. "Why do I have such a bad feeling? Little one, please don't let anything happen to you." The little miss really couldn't find her way back, so she could only wait on the side for Lien Fo to find her. She was still unaware that someone was manipulating things behind the scenes. At this time, Bailey Shun was using celestial arts to watch the little miss from afar. The next second, his servant came over. "Brother Shin, how is Sister Tongo? When can I go over?" "Wait a bit longer. How's the situation with that little beast now?" Don't worry, Brother Shin. They just discovered Sister Tonger is missing at the bath. We have plenty of time. Sister Tonger is still the same as before, staying calm in any situation. No matter how many times she reincarnates, some things in her core never change. Yes, I still hope Sister Tonger can return to us soon. Come on, it's about time. You go to Tonger now. Next, Bailey Shun started to use his flirting techniques again. The hero saving the beauty was about to be staged once more. This stubborn guy probably doesn't know anything else. The little miss was almost falling asleep by now. Suddenly, she heard someone shouting for help. Is anyone there? Help! As a girl full of love. Hearing someone calling for help, the little miss went to check without hesitation. As she got closer, she found it was a little girl. It seems being a celestial is indeed good. Whatever you can think of, you can make happen. Except for flirting. Unexpectedly, this little servant had transformed into the little miss's childhood appearance. This servant's name was Kaju. Seeing her childhood sister coming, he immediately got into character. Finally, someone's here. Big sister, Juzi is hurt. It hurts so much. The little miss saw the little girl's expression, and her heart skipped a beat. This child's expression is so familiar. It's exactly like mine when I was little. Then without thinking much, she walked forward. Are you called Juzi? Oh, your foot is injured. Little sister, how did this happen? I was running out to play earlier and got caught in a trap. Luckily, I pulled back quickly. Oh my goodness, that must hurt so much. Quick, take off your shoe. Big sister, I can't walk. Can you take me home? I know the way back. Hearing that Kaju knew the way home, the loving little miss agreed without much thought. She carried Kaju on her back and walked in the direction Kaju pointed. Such a loving little miss, no matter who it was. Who could resist liking her? Lien Fo hurriedly went to find the little miss, not expecting to run into the princess who had a secret crush on him. Then the princess asked Lien Fo, Yuchi Lien Fo, where are you rushing off to? Shouldn't you be by Father Emperor's side? Princess, this humble servant has an urgent matter to attend to. I will apologize to His Majesty later. I must take my leave now. The princess knew he was rushing to find the little miss. Feeling jealous, she then held him back, so she prepared to make an issue of it. Wait a moment. What urgent matter? More important than Father Emperor? Could it be for that little palace made from before? These words made Lien Fo's heart skip a beat. Lien Fo was also displeased. He then shook off the princess's jade hand. Your Highness, as a noble princess, it's inappropriate for you to be so familiar with this humble official. Seeing Lien Fo's attitude towards her, the princess was instantly shocked. Yuchi Lien Fo, stop right there. You're not leaving until you explain yourself clearly to me today. Meanwhile, on the little miss's side, she had been led by Kaju to a beautiful pavilion. The little miss curiously asked Juzi, is this where you live? It's quite elegant, but why isn't anyone here? We should quickly find a doctor for your family to see you. Big sister, are you leaving? Don't worry, little sister. I'll hand you over to your family before I go. Little one, tell big sister, how old are you this year? Just as they were talking, little Kaju suddenly widened her eyes and said, Big sister, behind you. The next second, the little miss curiously turned her head. She was so frightened that she didn't know what to do. At this critical moment, Bailey Shin appeared. Sure enough, this hero-saving beauty scenario went smoothly, and the timing was just right. The little miss looked surprised and said to Bailey Shun, it's you again. Big brother meeting you twice in one day. What a coincidence. Do you know medicine? If so, please take a look at little Juzi quickly. I'm not very professional, but I know a little. I couldn't tell. Little Juzi, you're so brave. You haven't cried out in pain since the beginning. It's all thanks to Brother Shun's good medical skills. He didn't hurt me at all. This act between Bailey Shun and Kaju was performed perfectly, with impeccable timing. Just as Bailey Shun was enjoying his performance, he heard Lien Fo calling from afar, Miss Lin, where are you? Can you hear me? The little miss heard Lien Fo coming and gracefully turned around. The next second, she ran out directly, completely ignoring Bailey Shun. Being disregarded by the one he loved most, how could Bailey Shun bear it? When the little miss saw Lien Fo, she immediately threw herself into his arms. This feeling, perhaps only those in love would understand. After a passionate embrace, the little miss asked him, how did you find me here? I was just about to go back. Lien Fo then looked her up and down carefully. What happened to your hand? I was bitten by a little pig earlier. It doesn't hurt at all. That big brother helped me bandage it. This big brother has saved me twice today. Bailey Shin walked over and said, could this be the esteemed Yuchi from the Imperial Guards? That's me. You are the Imperial Tutor? I heard the Imperial Tutor has been in seclusion. How come you're out today? If I didn't come out, wouldn't I have missed such a cute little deer, little wildcat? Hearing the words little wildcat, Lien Fo's face instantly darkened. I see. My person has caused trouble for the Imperial Tutor. Thank you, and farewell. The next second, Chuju held the little one's hand and said, Big sister, can Juzi come play with you again in the future? Of course. Once you're better, you're welcome anytime. That's it for today. We're leaving now. Walking back, Lien Fo pulled the little miss along hurriedly. The little miss said, Lien, slow down. You're hurting me. Then he held on even tighter. If Bailey Shun from earlier saw this, I think he would probably want to kill you. At this moment, Lien Fo suddenly stopped and said seriously, Don't get close to the Imperial Tutor in the future. What's wrong? Don't you like him? Just listen to me. Don't get close to him. Understand? The little miss had never seen him so nervous. She continued to ask, Lien, what's really wrong? Lien Fo turned and suddenly hugged the little one. I'm sorry, that Imperial Tutor just now. He gave me a very dangerous feeling. A very bad feeling. It's as if he could snatch you away from me at any moment. In the evening, Bailey Shin thought about what Lien Fo said during the day and angrily trashed his room. He was cursing, Damn little beast. What do you mean, your person? How could my tongue e'er be yours? Sooner or later, I'll kill you again. Let's see if you'll have the same luck escaping death as last time. They walked to a quiet place and stopped. The little miss lowered her head and shared her thoughts. Actually, I felt that big brother from earlier was a bit strange, but I can't pinpoint exactly how. But oddly enough, although he felt strange, I didn't think he would harm me. This feeling is really inexplicable. Do you have feelings for him? Not really. Just felt closer than to ordinary people. But if you don't like him, I believe you have your own reasons. These two lovebirds were showing affection in the palace like this. When they get to the emperor later, they might face jealousy from certain people. Arriving at the emperor's place, the corrupt officials were flattering him, wishing your majesty longevity and good health. All right, all rise. Today, my beloved officials need not be bound by the formalities between ruler and subject. Meanwhile, Princess Yu was still bothered by what happened with Lien Fo earlier. The next second, she unconsciously bit her lip, recalling what had happened. The princess's love for Lien Fo was so deep that even at the emperor's birthday banquet, in such a lively environment, she was completely distracted. Yuchi, I'm a princess of this country after all. How dare you treat me like this? So, what if you're a princess? I only take orders from His Majesty. Whether you're a princess or a noble lady, a maid or a fly, there's no difference in my eyes. Hearing this, the princess was shocked. She then prepared to kneel and beg for love. Seeing a princess of a country about to become a lovesick puppy, Lien Fo quickly stopped her. Please, your highness, don't do this. You still represent the royal family's face. Your current state is too unsightly. I don't like lovesick puppies. I prefer to be one. A mere imperial guard being so insolent before a princess. The princess was almost driven to a breakdown. Lien Fo's sarcasm continued. I have one last thing to remind the princess. What I don't want to do, even His Majesty can't force me. I take my leave. Princess, take care of yourself. Thinking of this, Princess, you could only sigh. After all, in the world of lovesick puppies, everyone is pitiful and pathetic. Even the divine Bailey Shun was no exception. At this time, a small eunuch timidly approached the emperor. Your Majesty, Imperial Tutor Bailey Shun has arrived. I, Bailey Shun, wish Your Majesty all the best and longevity like the southern mountains. Imperial Tutor, no need for formalities. Please, take a seat. We thought the Imperial Tutor was still in seclusion. Seeing you today is truly a pleasant surprise. Thank you for Your Majesty's kindness. I am unworthy. As they were about to arrive at the emperor's birthday banquet, Lien Fo didn't forget to instruct the little miss. Little one, remember, in a moment, just blend in with the palace maids behind me. Then I'll go first. Take care of yourself. Later, the little miss arrived at the banquet and found Bailey Shun was also there. Out of gratitude, she approached to talk to him. After all, this person had saved her 3 times. Big brother, this is our 3rd meeting today. Because it was a public occasion, Bailey Shun only smiled politely. The little miss's arrival did attract the attention of several people. It's that little hussy. How did this dead palace maid get here again? Hey, the little thief who stole my perfume is here. There'll be a good show soon. The little miss came to Lien Fo, and even in such occasions, she didn't forget to flirt. Then she said, My lord, do you need more wine? This little smooth talker really acting like a palace maid. Fill it up for me. He, playing a palace maid? Then you should act like one, right? My lord, this green. The crown prince saw how happy the little miss was and felt quite displeased. The next second, he started stirring up trouble. Father Emperor, besides your majesty's birthday, there's another joyous occasion today. Crown Prince, tell us, what other joy is there? Share it so all our beloved officials can rejoice on our behalf. This joy is that the imperial tutor has finally found his long-lost sister, Bailey. Imperial tutor, is this true? In response to your majesty, it is true. And according to my calculations, my sister Bailey Tong is among those present here. Imperial tutor, don't keep us and our beloved officials in suspense. Surely you have a plan in mind. No need to keep us guessing. Your majesty is wise. First, using my blood as a guide, it will form into an aura. This blood aura will naturally find the person connected to my bloodline. Now we just need to wait. The little miss was still standing among the palace maids. At this moment, she felt amazed. How magical. Is this what they call supernatural power? Look, the blood aura is going in that direction. Meanwhile, Lien Fo was completely bewildered, not knowing what to do. The blood aura indeed floated to the little miss. She now became the center of attention as the imperial tutor's sister. The little miss was even more at a loss. How is this possible? What's going on? The next second, Bailey Shun directly reached out his hand, imagining their past in the celestial realm, and said, "Child, come to brother. We'll never be apart again. All right? From today on, you'll be called Bailey Tong. From now on, you're part of the Bailey family. Third brother swears to protect you forever and ever. Never leave brother again. Don't make brother sad anymore. All right." At this moment, the little miss widened her eyes, seeming to have some kind of feeling. Why do I suddenly feel so sad inside? I can't possibly be his sister. But if I say something that would make him sad, I can't utter a single word. Just as the little miss had 1,000 questions in her heart, Lien Fo finally made his move. The next second, he explained the situation to the emperor. Your Majesty, I believe the imperial tutor must be mistaken. This little palace maid was brought into the palace by me just today. How could she suddenly become the imperial tutor's sister? Indeed, this woman's beauty is mediocre at best, incomparable to the imperial tutor's aura. It's truly a mismatch. As they say, everything is predestined. If Lord Yuchi hadn't brought Tonga here today, I wouldn't have recognized my sister. Could this not be something the imperial tutor planned in advance? I don't quite understand Lord Yuchi's words. I only wish to reunite with my long-lost sister. What's improper about that? Your Majesty, this woman's name is Lin Guio. I brought her before you today for another matter. I wish to request your Majesty to bestow marriage upon us. Hearing the words bestow marriage, Bailey Shin became so angry that he started to harm himself again. This green-haired crown prince, always stirring up trouble. Next, he also got involved. Father Emperor, I also think Lord Yuchi's marriage proposal is inappropriate. This gave the emperor a headache. This wasn't a joyous occasion. It was simply troublesome. Then the emperor said, Crown Prince, what insight do you have? This woman and I have already privately pledged ourselves to each other. This jade pendant is the token of our love that she gave me. I asked Father Emperor to examine it. Seeing the jade pendant, Lien Fo and the little miss pondered. How did the jade pendant given to the little one end up in Su Qingrong's hands? The jade pendant I hung before was actually cut off by this green turtle. What should I do? This green-haired crown prince is trying to turn the tables on me. He wants to make it impossible for me to clear my name. Bah! This made Bailey Shun even more confused. What is Su Qingrong trying to do? You lot are trying to confuse the emperor too, aren't you? The next second, the emperor said, You're quite something, young lady. The imperial tutor says you're his long-lost sister. Lord Yuchi says you're his yet-to-be wedded wife. Even the crown prince says you've privately pledged yourselves to each other. Do you have anything to say? At this moment, Lien Fo was extremely anxious. He could only place his hopes on the little miss. Your Majesty, this is the first time I've entered the palace, and I didn't know the imperial tutor or the crown prince before this. I've never seen the crown prince's jade pendant either. I have a father and mother, so I couldn't possibly be the imperial tutor's sister. But there's one thing I can confirm. My engagement to Lord Yuchi is absolutely true. The little miss's words not only put Lien Fo at ease, but but also helped the emperor out of a difficult situation. The emperor laughed heartily. He said, "You've all heard what she said. I'm tired. We'll discuss your ridiculous matters later. You're all dismissed for today." But even as Lord Yuchi's fiancée, she shouldn't be so casual. "Don't let this happen again when entering the palace in the future." "Thank you, Your Majesty. Your humble servant will remember." "Crown Prince, come to my study later." Everyone else is dismissed, and this sycophant princess, before leaving, left some harsh words for the little miss. "Damn you, I'll find a chance to deal with you later." What's wrong with this princess? Could she be one of Lien's bad romances? Definitely. Now most people had left. At this time, Lien Fo walked up to the green-haired crown prince. "Crown Prince, please wait." This green-haired one was still arrogant. "Zhuang Xiong Yuqi, do you have business with me? I didn't expect your highness to have such thoughts about this humble servant. This humble servant doesn't remember giving his jade pendant to your highness." This left the green-haired crown prince fuming with no comeback. "What's the matter, your highness? Can't bear to part with this humble servant's jade pendant. If the crown prince likes it so much, I can gift it to you." Lord Yuchi sure knows how to joke. There must be a misunderstanding here. Perhaps. Now it's returned to its rightful owner. "Thank you, your highness." This little miss was quite mischievous. Before leaving, she gave the green-haired crown prince the middle finger, bringing a 21st century gesture to ancient times. The green-haired crown prince looked at his middle finger, very confused. What did it mean? Could it be that she liked using this finger? The jade pendant dropped by the assassin that night was Yuchi's. This means the person that night was sent by Yuchi. I must get to the bottom of all this. Bailey Shun seemed to have other strategies. The attendant beside him asked, "Brother Shin, what about Sister Tong Air?" "Don't worry, go back and prepare first. There will be a need for you to appear later." After returning to his residence, Lien Fo began discussing the recent events with the little miss. Lien, isn't it strange? The place where I was bitten by the pig earlier has healed. Does that imperial tutor really know magic or something? By the way, little one, today I requested the emperor to bestow marriage, and you publicly confirmed our engagement. Was it of your own free will, or was it just an expedient measure to allay his majesty's concerns? I said before that I would take responsibility for you. I don't know why you were so angry, but I meant every word I said. The little miss opened her eyes wide, thinking, this guy still hasn't said he likes me. His emotional intelligence is unbelievably low. The next second she said, "No flowers, no ring, nothing at all. It's too unromantic. I refuse." This confused the emotionally unintelligent Lien Fo again. He then asked the little miss in surprise, "Why is that? My lord is so smart. Why don't you think about it yourself? I'm going back now." "Little one, wait. You're not just teasing me, are you? Do you want to see me make a fool of myself?" "I'm not." "My lord, you're overthinking it." "Little one, wait a moment. I haven't settled the matter of the jade pendant with you yet. How did it end up with Su Qinglong?" "My lord, please speak properly. Don't pull and tug at me. If you don't tell the truth, I'll kiss you." It seems that the clueless Lien Fo had indeed tasted sweetness. This time he actually took the initiative to kiss. The passionate little miss couldn't resist either. Before Lien Fo could make a move, she took the initiative and kissed him. After a passionate kiss, the little one explained the whole story of the jade pendant to this clueless man. "You actually fell into his bathtub? Didn't you see him bathing then?" No. I ran out before that." Lien, I'm tired. Let me lie on your leg for a bit." Lying on Lien Fo's leg, the little miss felt so comfortable. She fell into a perfect sleep a minute later. While the little miss was asleep, Lien Fo gently whispered in her ear, "Little one, I know what you want to hear. Later, I'll give you a big surprise. But before that, there are some issues I must deal with first." Late at night, Lien Fo came to the palace alone. He came to settle accounts with Imperial Consort Xiao, because he had discovered in secret that she had sent people to assassinate the little miss multiple times. The next second, he put a long sword to Imperial Consort Zhao's neck. He said, "Your Highness, still awake at midnight? You're in good spirits. Lord Yuchi is already here, why bother hiding? After all, a weak woman poses no danger." Then Lien Fo lowered his sword. "Since you know it's me, it seems your highness is prepared. Did Su Qingrong send you to kill me? Wasn't killing my brother's entire family enough? Whether it's true or not, does it make any difference to your highness? You're in league with Bailey Shin and Su Qinglong, aren't you? His Majesty, just because of a few slanderous words from the imperial tutor, banish me to the cold palace and won't let Yaoer see me. That troublemaker Su Qingrong, I shouldn't have been soft-hearted and spared her back then. Lien Fo didn't know about this. Imperial consort Xiao was banished to the cold palace because of Bailey Shun. The next second, she said, "How can a child born of that foreign seductress be fit to be the crown prince?" Imperial consort Xiao, now realizing that Lien Fo wasn't on the crown prince's side, began to beg, "Lord Yuqi, please spare my Yaoer. As long as you spare Gui Yaoer, I'd rather die. I won't follow Su Qinglong's path anymore. Rest assured, Your Highness, I won't let the crown prince harm Su Yao." Hearing this, Imperial consort Xiao seemed to relax a bit. "Lord Yuqi, do you mean what you say? I always keep my word. I will ensure he grows up safely." The Xiao family thanks Lord Yuqi. Lien Fo didn't deny Imperial consort Zhao's words. He just left 3 chi of white silk and said, "Your Highness, take care of yourself." Then he turned and left. At this moment, Imperial consort Xiao called out to Lien Fo again. "Lord Yuqi, wait. May I ask if Su Qingrong wants to avenge her mother? Is that why she's so eager to take my life?" "No, Your Highness. You really shouldn't have sent people to assassinate her repeatedly." These words made Imperial consort Xiao ponder deeply. She recalled the cause of events. "That teacher, Mr. Lin, and Yaoer saw my brother's entire family being killed. Who are you really? Why did you massacre my entire family?" And all this was witnessed by the little miss and Su Yao. The killer was Yuqi Lien Fu. "Yaoer, mother wants to ask you something. About the night your uncle was killed, did you hear or see anything?" To prevent the news from leaking and Su Qingrong from knowing that Yaoer knew he had sent Yuqi to kill, and to protect the child from being targeted by Su Qinglong, I chose to silence Mr. Lin forever. I don't know how I offended Bailey Shun and Yuqi. What relationship did that Mr. Lin have with them? Your Highness, your mistake was trying to harm her. Spend the rest of your life in the cold palace. Learning the truth, Imperial consort Xiao was in tears. "I never thought it would be like this. All because of a teacher. But I don't regret it. If I had to do it again, I would still make the same choice. As long as I can protect my dear Yaoer, even if I have to kill everyone in the world. It's too late now. Yaoer, I wish you a long and prosperous life. Goodbye." At this time, Lien Fo had already returned to his residence, and the little miss had just woken up. Lien Fo, being a cleanliness freak, took a bath after returning. The little miss sensed something was off and asked him, Lien, did you go out?" "Yes, I did. Little one, can you help me dry my hair?" Lien, remember what I told you about Su Yao? His mother was confined to the cold palace and can't see him. If possible, could you look after him in the palace? I was his teacher after all, and he's still so young. Don't worry, little one. I'll do everything I promised you. Lien is indeed the best. Lien, I feel like you're in a really good mood right now. Just so. The reason Lien Fo was in a good mood was that he had eliminated the person who wanted to kill the little Mrs. Uncle. He felt relieved from the bottom of his heart. However, soon it was time to escort Princess Yujia to the Southern Kingdom Temple. For this escort mission, Lien Fo really brought the little miss along. Now everything is ready, and they're about to depart. But the little miss was in a dilemma. "This is terrible. I can't ride a horse. With my current status as a small attendant, I can't ride in a carriage either. I'll have to walk." But how could Lien Fo let his little darling suffer? Just as the little miss was troubled, Lien Fo's hand reached out. After getting on the horse, the little miss asked Lien Fo, Lien, aren't you afraid people will gossip if you carry me like this? Our affair is already the talk of the entire palace. This won't make much difference." Just as Lien Fo was about to speed up, the sycophant Bailey Shun appeared again. "Lord Yuqi, please wait." "What is it, Imperial Tutor? I need to escort the princess. Don't delay us. The journey to the Southern Kingdom Temple is long. Please take care of the child for me. My people will take care of him. You needn't worry, Imperial Tutor. Also, I've told you, Imperial Tutor, you've mistaken him. He's not your sister. I know who he is and where he's from better than you do." After saying this, Bailey Shun walked over. He held the little miss's hand, seemingly intending to say goodbye. This angered Lien Fo, who could only glare fiercely at Bailey Shun. The sycophant ignored him and continued talking to his sister. "Remember, no matter when, your brother will always protect you." After saying this, he let go of the hand, and without Lien Fo knowing, he secretly slipped an amulet to the little miss. Poor Bailey Shun, watching the person he loves being embraced by another man and leaving, yet he could do nothing about it. The little miss secretly looked at the amulet Bailey Shin gave her and pondered. Why did he secretly give me an amulet? Tonga, remember, no matter when, your brother will always protect you. If I really had such a caring brother, that would be quite nice. The green-haired crown prince stood on the rooftop, watching them leave. His curiosity piqued again. This time, I must uncover the secrets of Yuchi and that girl. Lianfo is quite pitiful too. He finally falls in love with a girl, but everyone seems to have their eyes on her. How can he feel secure? This Schwer from the bathhouse is also troublesome. She actually hid in a box and followed along. I wonder where sister-in-law is now. Otherwise, I could go play with her. Schwer should sleep for a while first. She'll make other plans after waking up. Unexpectedly, Bailey Shen's attendant also followed, and he heard the noise Schwer just made. I think I just heard some movement in this carriage. Coincidentally, they both hid in the same carriage. Never mind. This time, I must improve my relationship with Sister Tonga and get her back to Brother Sheng's side quickly. Lien, when you have time, can you teach me how to ride a horse? All right, you little one, why do you suddenly want to learn this? It's still a skill after all. Who knows? It might be very useful to me in the future. All right, I can teach you. But can you learn it? If you can't, then we'll have quite a show to watch. The princess saw the two of them bantering, being incredibly affectionate, and her jealousy flared up again. She immediately started causing trouble, hugging and cuddling on horseback in broad daylight. She's truly a shameless hussy. Lord Yuchi, the princess suddenly has unbearable abdominal pain. Please go check on her quickly. Hearing that Lianfo was asked to go, the little miss felt annoyed again. What's the use of sending Lien? He's not a doctor. The next second, Lianfo stated his position. I'm not skilled in medicine. We shouldn't risk the princess's condition. Someone quickly take this maid to see Dr. Su, who's traveling with us. Immediately diagnose and treat the princess. Don't make any mistakes. Yes, sir. The little miss was pleased again. Hey, Lord Yuchi, you're quite bold. You dare to disregard the princess's request. Be careful. She might behead you in anger. I'm really worried for you. All right, stop teasing, little one. Come with me. Didn't you want to learn horseback riding? Let's get you familiar with it first. These two are really romantic, flirting while horseback riding. How joyful. This clueless Lianfo has learned to be playful from the little miss. When they reached an open area, Lianfo spurred the horse to tease the little miss. Frightened, the little miss lay flat on the horse, screaming, Lien, I'm about to fall off. Slow down. I'm falling. Stop quickly, please. Stop moving around. I really thought I was going to fall off. You scared me to death. I'm holding you. You won't fall off. Even if you do, you won't get hurt. I'll be your cushion. At this moment, the little miss turned around and felt something under her bottom. She looked down and realized it was Lianfo's ham. It had risen. Seeing this situation, Lianfo quickly hugged the little miss's head and said, What are you looking at? You're still a young lady. Aren't you embarrassed? I am not usually like this. Don't get any strange ideas. The little miss said shyly, Lien, it seems you're not as cold as you appear on the outside. You're actually quite passionate inside. The next second, Lianfo suddenly bit the little miss's ear. It seems these ancient people know how to play too. The little miss shouted, Why are you biting my ear? Lianfo quickly covered her mouth. If you keep talking nonsense, it won't just be ear biting. Want to try? Damn you, Lien, you're getting bolder. I'm afraid I won't be a match for you in the future. In the evening, they returned to the campsite. As soon as they arrived, a guard reported the situation. My lord, you're finally back. What's the matter? All this commotion is unacceptable. My lord, the imperial princess has disappeared.